text, "Are you coming?" And then you don't text anything back.
Mm-hmm.
And then I text, "You told me you would be here," and then you don't text anything back. It's just a little aggravating. You can't. I'm a planned kind of person. Yes, we do run a little sporadic at times, but we do have everything planned out as far as where we're going to be, what time we're going to be there, how we're supposed to do it.
And I'm sorry I didn't respond to your message this morning. I was dropping the kids off.
I don't need you to tell me that you were taking a poo. You keep that to yourself.
I was dropping the real kids off.
Women aren't supposed to talk about that, Denise. Duh. There's a poop fairy that comes and magically takes it away. Men do not want to talk to women about their pooping. We don't want to know when you go poop. There is nothing sexy.
Am I texting you while I'm pooping?
No, there is nothing sexy about a woman pooping. Keep that shit to yourself.
Like, guess what I'm doing?
Tell me you were dropping the kids off. I don't need to know that, Denise. God.
The real kids.
You've ruined my morning. Thank you very much. I didn't need to know that.
You'll be okay. Drink some water.
Ugh. I was dropping the kids off. I don't want to know that.
Knew what I was talking about.
No, not everybody else knew. Jacob's even like, LOL.
Because you're making fun of me saying I dropped my poop off and I was dropping
because you're like, I dropped the kids off. I know.
At school.
Well, you could have said that. You could have politely said, I had to go run by the school and drop the children off. Nope.
You know I drop them off every morning on the way there.
I know I drop them off every morning too. But my point is, you use the phrase, I had to drop the kids off. What you could have said is, I had to ride by the school, drop the children off.
I had to ride by the school and drop the children off.
See how much better that sounds?
I'm sorry.
I expect the redneck to tell me she dropped some kids off. I don't expect it from you. Not that her saying it's any better.
Okay, so...
Good Lord, that's how we're going to start the show off?
You did this on Friday, too. You started talking about craps.
I start talking about crap every day. Oh, you're talking about the real stuff. I'm sorry.
Stuff.
No, you are the one that wants to brag about what you did on your way to work.
Oh, my gosh.
Would you stop at the Quick Trip?
They actually have nice bathrooms, though.
Oh, God, yes.
If we have to go, we stop at a Quick Trip.
If I have to go, I'm real particular as far as most Home Depots. I'll word it that way. Most Home Depots, Quick Trips, and Walmart. Those are kind of the three that usually stay pretty clean. Not so much on Walmart.
About Walmart lately.
Yeah, not so much about Walmart lately.
Well, and David actually, it's funny because David knows every Quick Trip around, like where he drives around. So that
yes, I do too.
So that he knows if. So I'm going to have him pull when we go down to Florida in a couple of weeks. I'm going to have him pull all the Quick Trips on the way down.
Yes.
Oh Lord.
You're going to have a designating drop the kids off area.
Yes. And if they're peeing me off, then we're going to drop them.
Really
off
drop them off?
Yes.
Look, this is a dog park. Y'all just staying here for a second. Mommy and Daddy's got to run and go get a Coke.
So there's a new craze going around now. It's called extreme phone pinching. Have you heard of it?
Kind of scared to ask. What does it involve?
What you do is you take your phone and you hold it by the very corner and dangle it over places that if it fell, you wouldn't be able to get it back.
Oh, good. I bet you
like
the phone.
Sewers.
I bet you the phone market is who invented this game.
No, it's two random guys that have put videos on Instagram.
What an idiot.
I know. I'm like, seriously, phones are so expensive these days. But literally, they like pinch it on the very, very edge and do it like down into the slats of a sewer or, that little space in an elevator that goes down to the shaft.
Can we just say rejectable? Come on.
I'm like,
people
you don't
are stupid.
have to do it when you get dared or whatever you want to call it.
And there's a new phone case I wanted to talk about, and I can't find where it was now. But it was, God, why can't I find it? The problem is if you've looked.
Is it not playing?
Filter. I'm trying to. What it is I looked yesterday, but then I looked for like 2 or 3 other things. So, of course, it's not pulling up my last few things. Okay. Extreme armor with impact gel. And they show this guy with an iPhone, and he drops the phone out of a helicopter. Then it shows him standing there showing you the phone, and they turn it on video. He turns the video on, shows you it's on video, throws it across an ice skating ring. The dude comes by with a hockey stick and slaps it like it's a hockey puck.
We're not live on the radio.
Oh, my God. Again.
Let me tell them, hold on. Uh-oh. We gotta love it.
And what sucks is I came down this morning and checked it.
Did you?
And checked it. And I knew I was on this one, but that means it must have just done it. I've got to get with AT&T. AT&T sucks lately, dude. I'm telling you what. AT&T's done nothing but caused me
pain in the
ass. The last month, man. God, they drive me nuts.
Yeah, it's been HE double hockey sticks the past week.
I'm telling you, it's just all this rain too.
Oh yeah, it's totally messing up our TV, and we don't have AT&T. Gotta love it.
Yeah. Well, hopefully that kicks it back on. I mean, it was on.
Live, people.
It was on when I came downstairs this morning and started playing a couple songs. I know it was on. It just stinks because ever since all this rain, I mean, just good Lord, all this rain has done nothing but caused me internet problems. So I apologize to everybody.
Okay, Little Richard said, there we go.
AT&T. And David, and the problem is I talked about changing over to Comcast, but then you start telling me about some scam Comcast is doing.
Yeah.
So Google Chrome, take me away. You got to come save me, man.
Yeah, you're luck. You would be the one that would get screwed over and get like a $2,000 bill or something like that for going over your data.
Well, Google Chrome, man, I need you. I need you bad.
Do you want me to call the people at Google?
Please, man. I think it's the stupidest thing ever that me and AT&T are having to argue like we are. I've got a high school at one end and a middle school at the other. I'm only like 5 or 6 houses from the high school, and they've got like super great speeds at the high school with a T1 line. And then the UVerse people are like, well, you're at the end of the road. I'm like, no, I'm in the middle of the road. I'm not at the end of the road. Well, you're at the end as far as being able to get UVerse. I'm like, I've got a school at either end, and I know for a fact you've got T1 lines going to those two. Yeah, but we can't get it to you. I'm like,
that's bullcrap.
You're just lazy, and you're not willing to pull a line down the pole, which is what your job is. We're paying you for this service, and you're just being lazy. Well, we've not been authorized to do it. Well, I authorize you to stick a banana right up your keister. Golly, man. What happened to the world of we pay you for a service and you give us quality service? What happened to that world?
It's the wussification of America.
Golly, man. You know, I can't believe, like, I know, because this morning I did a shout out and everything else. I know we were connected. And what that means is our internet clipped off for like 2 or 3 seconds. And that's what made the backup computer sign in, because the backup computer's meant to sign in very fast. Mm-hmm. So the second that we lost service, when it comes down to the two that can sign in the fastest, the backup signs in faster than the main.
Did you see what song was playing? Because Little Richard was like, I'm going to shoot myself.
What song was
like,
it's
playing? Not a morning song.
I have no idea.
He said,
there was Metallica. Actually, there was a bunch of good songs. Metallica, Kid Rock, Rhett Akins, Kiss My Country, Arsh, Bad Company, Led Zeppelin.
He said, I said, is it not playing? We're live now. He was like, nope, shine cheesy non-morning song.
I don't know what non-cheesy. I mean, come on. Zeppelin, Bad Company.
Those are good songs. What's wrong with you,
Kid Rock, Metallica. Man.
Look, I'm waiting for my the little DOS to show he's typing something.
I know, somebody's typing stuff too.
Oh, Lord. Gotta love it. Well, you don't have to. And then did you see what Doc said?
And somebody was saying that's what they did to them when they lived in Oxford, talking about AT&T, I'm assuming. It just sucks.
It's stupid.
It's retarded. It's absolutely retarded. I mean, come on. We know that it's there. We just know it's there. Mm-hmm. Come on. Look, if you just let me hook a router up at that T1, even this distance, my Wi-Fi would have to be faster than what you're giving me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So what you got going on today?
I have to take Austin to a doctor's appointment and do some laundry. I'm hoping to get the car back this week, man. I got so many errands I need to do. It sucks not being able to drive. I mean, now I got the bus in the driveway. See, last week when it just kept raining, I didn't want to move the bus because I saw the front tire was sinking a little. So I really just waited until I had to move it for Saturday morning to kind of, because then Thursday, I guess, whatever. One of the days it was a little decent, dried out a lot, but now at least I can pull right out. Good Lord, man, the yard's saturated. It's horrible. And up by our house, you know how far back we live.
Yeah.
It's like a mud pit.
Oh, I'm sure.
And
y'all are kind of,
when we go in, I just gun it.
Well, you're kind of down a hill. So that means all the water's just coming your direction.
And then because you can technically do a loop.
No, not anymore.
Island, and there's always a huge puddle over.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, all this rain, man. Looking at
these. And then,
of
course, all the ants.
Oh, God. Yeah, ants are good. Man, that bus has got ants galore.
Ridiculous.
But it's because they're trying to find somewhere to go.
Yeah.
The
ants go marching one by one.
What?
That song.
I know. I heard you. I wanted you to say it louder so everybody else could hear you.
I don't want to.
How about these pictures from South Carolina, North Carolina? Isn't it amazing? Like I used to live in Myrtle Beach, so I just saw a picture of North Myrtle Beach where the water is just now high enough in some of these areas that it would be coming in on like the floor mats of a pickup truck. If that, shin height, I guess, if you would call it that. So there's like a picture kind of from a top of a building or maybe a helicopter. I don't know. But you see all the T-shirt shops. Like you have to, yes, the shops are a little screwed. Mm-hmm. The only cool thing about it being a T-shirt shop is most of the racks hold the T-shirts off the ground above the water.
True.
You have to at least hope that much for these guys.
Yeah. There's a, what was it? I saw a video yesterday of an 18-wheeler. The one side of the interstate was up a little bit more, so it wasn't underwater. And then the opposite direction was underwater. Mm-hmm. And there was an 18-wheeler that was going through it. And he made it all the way through it.
Right.
But at one point, the exhaust, you could see water shooting up the exhaust.
No,
and I was like, but yeah, he totally got through the whole thing.
That's kind of crazy.
It was cool, but he was pretty stupid.
I bet some of these Jeep owners that have the snorkel kits and all that, they go mud bogging, they're just like
having a heyday.
Yeah, they're doing it. I've already seen a couple of videos where these Jeeps are pulling these guys out,
Mm-hmm.
And you know what sucks for me is back when in the 90s, I had the lowriders and everything. Mm-hmm. And then I got a 4-wheel drive and I said, I'll never go without a 4-wheel drive or some kind of truck. I've always had trucks, though. I mean, once I got out of the car phase, all the 90s up until now, actually, I had pickup trucks because in my mind, if I needed to jump a curb, I could.
Right.
So then the last one I had before I completely, quit construction altogether, I had a 97 Ram King Cab 4-wheel drive Dodge diesel. I could go anywhere I needed to. I could pull anything I needed to. I said, man, I never was going to get rid of it. And then because I quit driving it, I got rid of it. Now I'm kind of like, damn, man, why don't I have? Because I can pull my motorcycle behind my van, and I can pull whatever behind my bus.
Right.
But on a typical day to day, if I had to hop a curb,
you're going to scrape the bottom.
You can scrape the bottom of the van.
Yeah. Oh, and that's like, it was funny because when I was watching that video of the 18-wheeler, I'm like, I had all these things going through my head. I was like, okay, dispatch doesn't care how you get it there, just get it there on time. And they're like, we don't care about the truck, just get the load there. So yeah, it was funny as anything.
Oh yeah.
It was crazy.
I want to show you this. Not that any of this matters, but I was going to get rid of one of my motorcycles or two of my motorcycles for a Jeep.
Mm-hmm.
So I found, let me go to barter. I want you to see this Jeep and people are going to be like, whoa. So I found this Jeep that I said that he will trade for a Chevrolet. So I'm going to see if he'll trade for a motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
It's not I guess it could be a daily driver, but it's not necessarily made to be a daily driver.
I'm so nervous to see what this looks like.
But it will be a great little addition to my toys if I was to get rid of my motorcycles for this. To me, it would be okay. In other words, if I'm getting rid of my motorcycles that's for me to have fun with, then I do see where this would be acceptable, if you will.
Right.
Any other time, it would have popped right up. Yes.
Now you're wanting like the square Jeep Wrangler-ish?
Yeah. I would like to try to get the...
You don't want a Cherokee?
No. It's got to be a regular type Jeep. I would love to get the 4-door or what's called an LJ, which is they're calling a long Jeep because it's like 12 inches or so longer than a normal Jeep. But of course, if I want to spend some cash, then I could trade my stuff and some cashola to get the 4-door Jeep. But
that one,
I would rather just trade. Look at that puppy.
That's bad, Ace.
Was that? Look at that. That would just be, I'm going to show that on anybody that's watching YouTube.
So pretty.
Because if I'm going to do a trade, this would be like the bomb diggity. And like I said, I don't know the amount of street legal to it, but it would still be something cool that if you're going to trade a motorcycle that's something to go have fun with, then why not, right?
Well, and David...
But it's sitting right there on a road, so you would assume that it's still street legal.
Yeah.
But look at that puppy.
That thing
has a V8 in it. It's yeah. I'm just saying.
David had an RJ7, and correct me if I'm wrong, David, and I believe it was an RJ7 that he had at his parents' house and had all the parts to it to fix it up. Guess where that went?
Where?
On my finger.
Well, that was stupid. You can't drive that. You might ride it, but you can't drive it. Message.
Yeah, that went on my finger. He has to correct. I think it was an RJ7. I think I like to act like I know what I'm talking about.
Well, the benefit is on a day like today, I mean, on a rainy day, you wouldn't have to do a whole lot of worry. And he said it was a CJ7.
Same thing.
Yeah. For you, is a Jeep is a truck wannabe. Yeah, but the problem is a truck is a Jeep wannabe. That's the downfall. Plus, it's vaguely, I don't know, vaguely ain't the word. It's kind of funny. They do this thing called Jeep Fest where if you have a Jeep, you drive right up on this 100 acres or whatever it is, and they have this big thing where you can camp from Thursday to Sunday, and they have all
no
this.
Drinking.
No drinking. It's totally kid-friendly. But you got to have a Jeep. Now, you can drive whatever you want up there and park somewhere else and walk in. It's free. It's free to walk in, but you can only drive in if you're in a Jeep.
And don't you they do a bunch of mudding and everything?
Yeah.
And climbing stuff.
Yeah, it's just kind of neat.
Yeah.
But the problem, too, is Jeeps are over friggin' priced right now because they're considered the hot commodity. So the good thing is the resale value is awesome. The buying price sucks. The problem is by the time I probably buy one at an overinflated price, if I did want to sell it, it would probably be when the fad's over. You know what I mean?
Your luck it was.
So my luck, I'd pay way too much money and then basically give it away. You know.
Oh Lord.
At least with a Harley, your prices pretty much stay the same because it's a Harley. But you know, I've got 3 motorcycles that have no need for 2 of them. What you can't ride but one at a time. So you know, I'm kind of considering the.
You can let David and I borrow one.
Yeah. That's not happening. I've got one guy that was like, "Hey man, if you can take a pavement, well, we can do a layaway. Like you start paying me. I mean, I'm gonna have to call him back and kind of get with him. We talked about it last night a little. I'll be more than happy to take some money and then take some more money. But I got a problem with trying to do the sell somebody a car and they pay as they go. Because I've already been there, done that, and it sucked for me.
Well, I made the mistake.
I ended up having to give. I ended up only getting half the money. Let's word it that way.
Yeah, we did.
And then I finally had to just sign the title.
We did the same thing. I had a Mazda 6. It was an older style one. And we gave what we thought was a friend at the time.
Right.
And my stupid ace gave them the title with it.
Yeah.
And they just stopped paying. So we went and
that's all you can do.
We went and repoed it, and it was broken down.
Right.
But he had pawned the title off.
Oh God! See.
So we just brought it back to our house and ended up calling one of those junk places,
right?
Because it was going to be way too expensive to fix it. I think we got $250 for the scrap metal.
And see, I've done two times over my lifetime. One time I let a guy pay me. And then he never finished paying me. And what I didn't know is I gave back. This is back before you had to have your titles and stuff all the time. And it was an older truck. So I ended up giving him the tag. Then I gave him the title. But what I didn't know is he just took the tag and went and bought another tag. So it was still titled to me. So then he ended up screwing me over on some money. I saw the truck one day pull up in my neighborhood and park at somebody's house. I went over and knocked on the door and asked, "Hey, who owns the truck?" The guy come outside and told me. I said, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I said, but that's my truck. He says, "What?" I said, "That's my truck." I said, "That's still titled to me. That's my truck." And he says, and he shows me a written bill of sale and the tag's still in my name, the tag receipt. So I said, "Do you see the tag receipt? There's my driver's license." I said, "This is still my truck." He said, "Well, man, I gave this guy $1,500. And he said, and I said who I sold it to, but didn't finish paying me. So apparently the guy I sold it to a guy he was working with. And then that guy sold it to his employee, which is who I was standing in front of. I said, "Well, I know how to solve this," because he hadn't finished paying for it either. Signed the title over to him. So now this guy just screwed over his boss. But his boss got screwed over originally by the first guy.
Right.
I just figured I got screwed. You know, we're just going to pass it on down the line. So in theory, the guy that took me for some money is the one that ended up paying for all of it. I know that sounds very judgmental, very hateful, but you know, whatever. If I was getting it, so was he. I wasn't going to be the only one getting screwed.
So the guy that you went to go see made out like a bandit.
Yeah, he made out like a bandit because he basically got a free truck.
Yeah.
Because by that time, the truck was kind of trashed a little bit anyways because they were using it as a work truck. And for me, it was a lowrider 77 Chevrolet that I tricked out. But they had been trashed by this point.
Yeah, you're looking at just
moral of my story. I've already learned. You know, I sold a Ford Explorer, the same thing. A dude was driving it, never would pay me. Then I started demanding to be paid. Some payment started taking place. And about the time we hit the halfway point, I'm like, "Look, I've got to you can't keep driving my crap."
Right.
You know, you can't keep driving my car, me paying the insurance and you not pay anything. Just here we are. Here's the title.
Yeah. I mean,
and then 2 weeks later, the motor was blown up.
Yeah. I'll go help friends in a heartbeat as far as like, if they're on hard times, I'll buy them some groceries. I'll help, but I'm not going to do this. Like giving you a car and letting you make payments to me. I've been screwed over.
Yeah, it's been screwed over to me. But I'll let it sit in the garage and you can go ahead and pay me as much as you want. I'll sign whatever agreement you want to sign that says when you are finished paying me, the vehicle will be yours. Mm-hmm. Or in this case, the motorcycle will be yours. But I can't just give you a bike. Let me tell you something. Some friends,
I mean,
we're going to go to a commercial in a second, but well, how about this? Some friends of ours was back in the day, we're going to sell a motorcycle and they lived in Norcross. Guy comes over to test drive the motorcycle, gets on this street bike. It was like a, YZ 900, what the hell a Kawasaki was back then. It's an older street bike. Gets on it. As soon as he takes off in the driveway, everybody's standing there. And now I wasn't personally there, but the family, all the brothers and sisters and the dad and everybody that was part of this selling were standing in the yard and heard, wah, 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 bam. Guy killed himself. So not only did he kill himself, he totaled out the bike. And Miriam's family had they didn't have full coverage. They just had liability. So, yeah, the dude's dead. The bike's totaled. The dude's dead. You can't get him to replace the bike. He's dead. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I grew up, hearing this story. And I'm like, yeah, it's not happening. Mm-hmm. Like my Road King has full coverage on it. And, because my thought was, if somebody test drive it, I still got to have full coverage on it. Because and I know it just takes one oops. One oops, and you're screwed.
Chris bought a dirt bike right when he was in Iraq. He got back the day after he got back. He went to go pick it up and took it for a test drive and laid it down.
Oh my God. See, that'd be my kind of luck.
I can laugh about it now, but
you can laugh about it now. All right, everybody. Speaking of laugh, it's 8:00. We're going to go to a commercial, and we'll be all right back.
Little Richard. I'm a co-signer with a friend on a truck. He knows that the moment he is one day late, I will go pick up the truck. I have the other key. He stays a month ahead.
Yeah, we'll talk some more about this when we get back.
Oh my God. Let's go potty. Come on. Good girl. Come on.
Huh? Doc? Oh, I don't know. Man, we are just full of mess ups this morning. I thought I loaded a song. It just goes to show that when you start the morning off a little odd, it stays a little odd. So everybody hang on. Here's The Who, and we'll be right back. Who did you say? The Who. That's who. The Who, that's who. Who. Hooty who. Not Gomer Pyle, that's who. Go lay down. Mama's got a squeeze back there. He'll never sleep at night. I'm in my own little world today, man. The people on video.
You didn't close the door.
Had to hear me sing. Well, considering nobody came in and sit on that side, nobody's been there. That door, that door's been open all morning. Duh, Denise, you just noticed it?
Don't make me hurt you.
Well,
shut up.
I mean,
shut up.
I'm not the one that just noticed it. So we're sitting here. We've been here since 7:30.
7:21.
Duh, Denise. Well, okay, you're not helping your case there, darling. She goes, you left the door to the bathroom open. I'm like, it's been open the whole morning. So that's why I said we've been here since 7:30 and you just noticed. She's like, 7:21. Okay, make yourself look better, Denise.
Whatever.
So you've been here almost an hour and you just noticed the door was open.
A little bit.
A little. It wasn't a little open. It was open all the way. Or you just noticed it a little.
I just noticed it. I wasn't.
Denise.
I'm being a good co-host and paying attention to you.
Well, yeah. Flip it. Flip the script right there. You can tell she's married.
Speaking of married, I was just talking to David, and
well, I would hope that's who you were talking with.
I was asking if he had ever gotten screwed over as far as selling a vehicle or something, and he's. What were you about to say?
Anybody at all that would like to chime in on any past experiences, because, you know, I sold my stepson Emmy's old car, and he was like, I was already giving it to him for $200 less than what I was going to give it to him to begin with. So like, it was a convertible, had a top on it, was only like a year and a half old. I'm like, dude, $1,200 is a steal for this car. And so I was like, okay, I'll do it for $1,000 because it's of my stepson. Then it was $800, and then it was, can I give you some of the money? I said, look, let's just come on. Business is business. I'm not going to pay you a little and you pay me a little. And I said, because then if something happened, look at what would be to be a big rift between us. I said, the best thing to do is just keep it clean, pay me, and then everybody walks away happy.
Right.
It just sucks. You know, it just sucks when I've had a couple of friendships go down the crapper because stuff like that. It's only right that we keep it all on the up and up.
Right.
The second that somebody tries to play the other person, you're gonna lose friendships. You're gonna lose friendships.
Yeah, and like I said, I haven't talked to that person that did that stuff with the Mazda 6 since that happened.
Right.
And we were talking at it's not as far as like selling a car, but he does not like letting like a friend borrow a car for a day, because if they already don't have a car, they don't have the money to get a car. If something
There's a story there.
Yeah, if something happens, they're not going to have money to pay for it. So who gets slammed with the insurance?
Right.
I mean,
that's why I don't loan my DJ gear for the same reason. I've loaned it before and it got blown up. So I don't loan anything. I mean, hell, my cheapest cordless microphone was up around $500. So I already have to stress enough when somebody's just walking across the parking lot with it at an event.
Right.
Now you want me to loan it to you? Nope, not going to happen.
I mean, it's totally.
Can I borrow your wife?
I'll hold your wife for ransom until you give me that.
I'm going to borrow your wife, and she's going to stay at my house for a week. How do you feel about that? Because that's what you're asking me to do. You're asking me to give you something of value, and I just don't do that. That's like my microphone. Don't sit up. I mean, not my microphone, but my motorcycle. How is it that it's ringing and there's no sound?
I heard it.
Yeah, but it stopped. Just for fun.
God. Hey.
Well, hey.
Okay, can you hear me?
Now we can.
We can.
Okay, I always wanted to say that on the radio. So, all right. So y'all are talking about people buying cars and wanting to pay as they go. And I made that mistake when I first got here to Conyers. I had a housekeeper who needed a car to get around, and I had a 2000 Altima in my garage. I wasn't driving it. It needed some work. And so it wasn't running. And I told her, I said, well, if you get it out the garage and you pay for the towing, I will sell it to you for $1,200. Mm-hmm. And she's like, okay. She's like, well, I'll make payments on it. And, and so we did a bill of sale. I kept the title. I did not give her the title. So that's the only thing that I did right. But she made 2 payments, and then it was, well, I can't come to work today because I don't have the gas money. Well, I can't come to work because, my dog is sick. I mean, it was always something. And so, then she called me a couple of months later, and she's like, well, can I just come clean the house for you? And we just call it even on the car. And I was like, no. I said, you just pay me the money when you have it, and I'll keep the title. So I still have the title.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey.
I mean, I've been screwed every time. I sold a camera to somebody, and they were $50 short. And then a couple weeks went by, and 25 more showed up. Well, guess what? The last 25 has still never made it to my hand. Mm-hmm. And I sold the camera for $200 less than what I was trying to sell it for. It's like every time that I've gone out of my way to help somebody, it screws me.
You get screwed. Hey, that's like I told Benny last night.
Just keep it fair is all I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to complain about people, but I'm saying
let's keep it fair. Make it fair. And, and I told her, I said, from now on, I said, we have a policy in our marriage that we do not loan money to anyone because it's protecting our marriage. I said, because, I said, when you loan your money, that was one thing. I said, but when you start loaning our money, I feel a certain kind of way. So to protect our marriage,
right,
we don't loan money.
It's like Tara up at the Pampered Puppy. Do you know that she doesn't work on my dog? Like, if I take my dog up there, Wendy cuts Bella's nails. Anything that I take my dog up there for, Tara doesn't do. My friend Philip took his dogs up there, and Tara doesn't do it. Mm-hmm. Tara and Wendy, they have an understanding that Tara works on Wendy's friends, Wendy works on Tara's friends. That way, there's no lines to get crossed. It's straight business. Mm-hmm. Nobody gets their feelings hurt. Mm-hmm. And I just know that every time I go out of my way to do something, it comes back on me on this manner. I tried selling my Ninja when I was getting rid of my Ninja, which is a crotch rocket for anybody that doesn't know. So I go to sell my Ninja to a guy that was a neighbor. Like, I was friends with my neighbor. He was the boyfriend of the neighbor. He started living there at Donna's house, and he needed transportation. So I told him I'd sell my Ninja to him. Well, the funny thing is the first time I tried to sell my Ninja to a dude named Jason gave me like $500 down and then never came back around. Like, I never, ever saw Jason again. I can't even tell you where the guy is now. I never saw him again. So I'm like, well, crap. So then I try to sell it to Donna's boyfriend next door. He gives me $250 down. Then a couple weeks go by. He gives me another $250. So now I'm $500 into this. And it was going to be $1,200, right? So
okay.
I noticed one day he's outside washing the bike. So I go out there and I look at the bike, and I'm noticing this weird rust water looking stain going down the side of the motor. And I said, hey man, what's up with this? He's like, what are you talking about? I went, the water stain down the motor. He's like, huh? I said, have you checked the radiator? He's like, I didn't know this bike had a radiator.
Oh my gosh.
I said, what? I said, this thing's water cooled. He said, well, most motorcycles aren't. I said, oh my God, Jerry, you've been riding this bike and you not checked it. He actually had been driving it with no water and blew what's called the water jackets out, which is basically like an O-ring around a couple of these pipes that go into the motor. Anyways, trashed the motor. 100% trashed the motor. And kept driving it. Mm-mm. So I ended up having to basically repo the bike because he destroyed it at this point. And then I sold it for $250 to one of my buddies that was just strictly going to rebuild it to begin with. So it's just like, wow, Jesus, people.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, we don't do
this.
This
ain't complaining about people. This is just a topic that we're talking about this morning. And I know somebody called him in to go right as Doc called in, so that person will have to call back. But, it's just one of those things that you have to kind of keep in your mind that yes, your friend wants you to help them, but at the same time, a good friend isn't going to try to get one over on you either.
No.
Right. A good friend doesn't put you in those situations. All right, guys, I've got to go back to course development. I love you.
Speaking of putting me in situations, your seat's empty this morning.
I know, baby.
I'm just saying.
I know. I'm sorry. All right, love you.
All right, bye.
Love you, bye.
Bye-bye.
But yeah, isn't that just something? I mean, I've had it happen with a motorcycle twice. I've had it happen with my old black truck. I had it happen with my Ford Explorer. It's the downfalls of trying to sell something and just keep it business, man.
Yeah.
Just keep it. I mean, friendships are friendships, but at the same time, if your friendship was that valuable, you wouldn't be getting that to a friend. Because I tell you, like a friend of mine had Mike Worley had a old City of Norcross police car.
Mm-hmm.
So it was the Caprice, big motor, everything, because it was the cop car.
Mm-hmm.
He sells it to a guy named Phil that we all worked with. At the time, I was running the service department. Mikey drove a service truck, and Philip ran a job that was out at Perimeter Mall. Well, Philip and Mikey had worked together for a few minutes, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And Mikey sold Philip the car, but it was still titled to Mike. Tag was still to Mike, but Philip had a bill of sale. Well, Philip got to where he wasn't paying. Phil just decided he wasn't going to pay no more. So Mikey and one of the helpers, while on the clock, meaning working under me, drive over to Perimeter Mall, and Mike decides to take his spare key, make his helper drive the van, and he was going to drive off with the Caprice.
Mm-hmm.
Phil just happened to come outside and see this, called the police, and even though by law it's Mikey's car, technically 100% title to Mike, everything, Philip was able to whip out a bill of sale that said he was making payments on it, which then took it from being a criminal possession of a vehicle to a domestic bull crap. And the cop says, listen, I can't make him give you the car back. This is, you need to go to small claims court.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, I watched two guys that were best friends who worked under me. I was their supervisor, and I watched them almost get in a fist fight. I got the phone call or the Nextel, the chirp over the Nextel from the helper going, dude, you need to get here. They're fixing to slug it out in front of a cop at Perimeter Mall. And I'm like, first off, what the hell are y'all doing at Perimeter Mall? Two, you got a company van with our name down the side of it, and y'all are trying to fight in a parking lot at a building that you're supposed to be working at. So our company is doing work at this building, and you, J-Co's, are outside trying to start a fist fight. And there's a cop with his lights blinking, and the security people with his lights blinking.
Drawing all kinds of
this attention, and you weren't even supposed to be there.
Yeah.
But it just goes to show, no matter how strong the friendship is, when one decides to screw over the other, there's no friendship anymore. So anybody else that wants to call in on that, because I know other people's got the same stories.
Do we want to call that other number that called in, or wait for them?
Well, I was kind of waiting to see if they will call back. Thanks for correcting me, Mom.
Obviously, they are.
Listen, you can boss your husband. You don't have to boss me.
I drive you around. I can boss you as much as I want.
I pay for the gas or the Arby's. I mean, I've been paying you with a giant roast beef. When you hold it the right way, it looks really horrible. Or would that be hold it the wrong way? It looks really horrible. All right, we're going to call this guy back since he's not calling back. But yeah, I just hate it. I hate it that's the world we live in. And again, this ain't complaining. This is just talking about real life situations that, everybody's been faced with, whether it's selling a couch, no matter what you're selling, if you involve a friend or family.
Money.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Not much. Money will definitely break up any friendship.
Heck yeah. Not ours.
God, yeah.
Not ours, though.
Probably not, since y'all don't get no money.
That's right.
But you let me borrow some the other day.
So what stories do you have? I know you've had some suckers come along in your life, too.
Oh, my God. I couldn't even say I'm brain dead right now.
Why are you brain dead?
It's just been a long night. Been kind of rough week at work. Had a brand new guy just hired Hadn't been there 3 weeks. Walk out in the middle of the day, don't say nothing.
Yeah.
All about the money too. That's the whole reason he walked out was money. So
the thing.
Money is
the thing that gets
root of
me.
all problems.
How about this? Here's what gets me though. As funny as that is, by saying that is, so when the construction world started to die, I had 5 or 6 guys that worked under me. We had been remodeling houses for a long time, and my mother hit us up and said, "Listen, Granddaddy's house needs to be painted. Y'all just do me a good deal, and y'all can keep working. This at least y'all aren't sitting at home broke."
Mm-hmm.
So I call up some of my guys, and I'm like, "Listen, we can paint my granddad's house. We ain't gonna make a lot of money, but some money's better than no money."
Mm-hmm.
So one of my guys that used to make $15 an hour, I could only pay $10 an hour. After I did all the math, I said, "This is what we're gonna have to do." And he said, "Nope, I ain't working for no $10 an hour. I make $15 an hour." I said, "So you're willing to sit at home
Get nothing
and get nothing,
yeah,
or are you willing to just go paint a house?" Which painting a house is the easiest. Why do you think painters can be drunks? Because it's that easy. So I'm like, you can make $10 an hour. I can't do it. Okay. So he sat at home, and the rest of us went over there and worked. And then right after that, the roof needed to be done. We ended up doing the roof. We ended up fixing the garage door. We ended up pressure washing the deck. We ended up doing a bunch of stuff. And it's like, okay, you shot yourself in the foot.
And then they complain they don't have money to go do anything.
And then they're broke. Yep.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
I know another guy that did the same thing. Refused to go work at Home Depot for $11 an hour because in his mind he was a $20 an hour guy. So he sat at home and made nothing.
That doesn't make any sense.
That just blows my mind.
It does. No, I actually have one. You're talking about how it ruins their friendship real quick. You remember Ken that did the hardwood flooring?
Yeah, I was just talking about him. He's the one that kind of screwed me on the black truck.
Yeah, he definitely he was a piece of work. I worked with the Tedders. Actually, there was a dad that owned the flooring company, and then his oldest son started up his own. Ended up with the son working for him, and then before I went to work with him, I was working with the dad. One of my I call him a helper. Ken and I kind of took 50-50 on everything. It was the way we worked. He left, went to work for the dad's brother-in-law. And so whenever we had downtime in between jobs, we would help each other out. I'd go help him on his jobs. He'd help me out on mine. It was like peanut butter and jelly. Just him and I, the way we work, we can knock out a job in half the time it would any other crew. So we always worked with each other, made more money that way. Mm-hmm. So he called me up, needed help on a job, went out to help him out. And he was just having all kinds of issues with the job because the homeowner kept changing their mind on this, on that. They decided to knock out a wall that he had just patched up to the wall. So when they knocked out the wall, he had to take the patch out, then extend the floor. And so the job just kept going on and on and on. And this guy, I'm sure you know, you don't get paid till the job's done.
That's right.
So this job had been going on for 3 weeks. He hadn't been paid. And it was still dragging on. And he needed money. He had 2 young kids he was supporting. And I knew he was having issues and whatnot, but he had, when I went to work with him that morning, he goes, "Oh, well, I'm having problems with my nailers. I need to take them out and get them repaired." And told me, hopped in the car with him. We rode up to this pawn shop, and I knew the guy that owned it did repairs on small equipment like that. I didn't think anything about it. He goes in and he's talking to the guy at the counter. I'm just kind of browsing around and leave. I get a phone call from my boss the next morning going, Ken pawned off the equipment. They got a warrant for your arrest.
Oh, my God.
No.
I do recall that.
I was just because of the fact I was with them in the car and
right.
in the building.
Right.
And I ended up getting charged with felony theft.
Wow.
My attorney was, of course, you get what you pay for. I didn't pay my attorney, so he didn't get me out of it. He really didn't try to. So I've got a felony theft on my record. And I mean, I've never been outside of speeding tickets and whatnot.
Isn't that insane?
Never been in trouble.
That's
never been in
crazy.
trouble with the law. It is insane. And actually, my ex-wife wanted to start up an in-home daycare.
Oh, yeah, and then
record,
that pops up.
Yeah, because of my record, they wouldn't let her.
That is friggin' insane. And here you are just helping a guy out.
Yeah, trying to help him out, trying to help him make some money, and he set me up that way. And we got to court. He even told the judge and everybody else, like, look, the guy had no clue. So he had no idea what I was doing. He was just riding with me. And they didn't care about that. So,
man, see,
kind of insane.
That's cool.
And that's the problem.
And that's stuck with you the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, definitely. I've been wanting to get up to the courthouse because, I mean, I had pleaded first offender. So had I done, and I went through, did my probation, paid my fine the whole nine, even though I shouldn't have. I did everything. And if I had done that, not gotten in trouble with the law, it should have wiped it off my record. But it's still there. And this dates all the way back to 89, about 1990.
Oh,
90
yeah.
or 91.
Well,
I mean, that's 25 years.
How about this? Just not, I mean, I know we're leading away from the buying and selling of vehicles or whatever, but in the same pretense of what you're talking about. So think about where Hooters on Jimmy Carter was, and there was another business. I think it was Shoney's that was next door.
Right next door.
So this girl I went to high school with, and this is when she was about 18 years old. So she's sitting in the car with the guy that she ended up marrying, which is totally blows my mind when you hear the story. So apparently her baby daddy, who she ended up marrying, this was at the time they were dating, was buying an ounce of weed from an undercover. He didn't know it, of course. So he's sitting between Hooters and Shoney's with his front end facing Jimmy Carter. The guy walks up to the window, sells him the ounce. He takes the ounce. He's got it in his lap. He starts to pull forward. As he pulls about midway through the parking lot, almost to Jimmy Carter, whoop, 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 whoop. It was a sting.
Mm-hmm.
He takes the ounce and shoves it in her purse because he's already been convicted. And he doesn't realize, it's a sting. So he shoves it in the purse trying to hide it. And when all said and done and everybody comes to the windows and blah, 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 he says, it ain't mine. It's hers. So she has had a felony on her since then. And every job she gets, she has to be honest because there's one or two that she hadn't and she got caught. Because they run it and find out you got a felony.
But they know that they sold it to him.
Isn't that funny? They know they sold it to him.
And she still married him?
And she was dumb enough to say yes and all that stuff.
Yeah, I remember that story.
She regrets it now, but she thought she was in love. Isn't that something?
Yeah, but I tried buying your computer board for your bike. I was going to trade you out. And you wouldn't accept that yet. You want my wife for a week?
I'm just saying.
The bike's paid off?
Just
you
saying.
can't afford my wife.
Hell, you can't afford your wife.
True. But anyway, I'm almost at work, guys.
All right, man. Thanks for calling in.
Have a good day.
You're welcome. And to make a comment about a subject you were talking about last week with the lady that went to prison for life, for life. I think it was. No, they executed.
Yeah, they executed
the
her
woman
for planning the murder of her husband, but she didn't actually perform the murder.
Right. I actually was watching ID last night, and they had the special about Ariel Castro that kidnapped those girls for like 10 years or whatever,
and
then killed himself.
And they had 937 counts of kidnapping and rape against him. Gave him a life sentence plus 1,000 years to ensure that he would never get out.
Right.
I thought that was pretty interesting, though. And
then he ended up killing himself.
Yeah, but his point that Jeff's making is, look at what this guy actually did physically do to these girls, and all he got was jail time.
Yeah.
Physically and mentally. Yeah, I mean, it was insane.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'll let y'all get back.
All right, man. Thanks for calling in.
Have a good day.
All right, bye.
Y'all have a great day.
Yes, sir.
Bye.
All right, any other callers has any stories? We were just trying to, create topics, just everyday normal people topics that everybody deals with every day.
I have a topic. It's kind of like different than this, but.
So you're trying to change subject?
Did you have any more?
No, that's what I'm
stories?
asking.
Yes.
Okay, so then let's go to commercial and then we'll come back to your topic. So we'll be right back, everybody.
You only ding it when it's bad.
Ooh. I was going to move the camera, but I might as well just leave it where it is. Oh my gosh, this rain, man. We need some sunshine. Are you talking to me while you're dropping some kids off? Don't talk to me while you're in there dropping some kids off.
What time is it? Yeah. Hey, I got your dog to poop in.
Good. I've never seen a dog so wussy. Yeah. Woo. These gloomy days. You know, here we are trying to be all hyped up for you guys, and we've already had our coffee, and we're trying to stay awake, and just wow. Have to go up there and get some of that energy drink. Neon. Red line. I'll take some red line too. Yeah, I got to create something for you guys so when we're on commercial for the radio station that you guys aren't just sitting there being bored, you know, because, you know what I mean? It just is what it is. Y'all get to see us yawning. It's good having video backup, but golly, some of the times, some of the background stuff that y'all see is just not really worth it. I mean, for you know what I mean? For us, it's a break, but I feel sorry for some of you guys having to tough it out with my yawning, and it takes a lot to do this every single morning. I can tell you that, boy. It's because everybody thinks about they wake up and some mornings you're in a good mood. Some mornings you're not in a good mood. Some mornings you're wide awake and sometimes you're sleepy. And with us, we don't have an option. You know, this is what we're doing. We're supposed to stay funny all the time. And you would swear I didn't get any sleep last night by the look of my face. We'll start doing yoga. That's what I'll do. I'll just start getting a mat back here, and when we go to commercials, I'm gonna start doing yoga and force y'all to watch me do yoga. I'll even get some too tight yoga pants and put on like a red thong or something so that you can see it when I bend over to touch my toes. It at least adds some sort of weird, sick excitement. Very weird. Not sure if that's exciting by any means. I'm going to go ahead and move the camera. Why not? It's ridiculous that we don't have it.
I gotta get Austin to the doctor at 10:30. I was gonna do today, but then it'll mess up his after school. Oh dang, that's close.
Are you afraid people are gonna see your boogers or something?
What the hell was that squealing?
I was telling people I'm gonna go take a restroom break. Thinking about it, I was telling people that I ought to do yoga back here so they at least have something to watch while we're on break.
I can try some yoga moves in a boot. All right.
Yoga moves in a boot.
I can't do it. Am I creeping you out? Hey, at least you use the politically correct word for going to the restroom.
Do what?
I said at least you use the politically correct term for using the restroom.
Yes.
Look, I started staring at the camera going, am I creeping you out?
Oh, yeah. So how about this table was originally this height? And I said, yeah, cut the legs. Now I wish we'd have left it up because if you were moving, you'd at least stay away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think we get too comfortable sitting here. Too bad we couldn't. Hold on. We're going back live. All right, everybody. We're going back live on video as well as on the radio app. Yeah, I was just mentioning that the original height of this desk was bar height. And then we cut the legs to make it shorter. I kind of wish we'd have left it taller because at least you'd be moving around.
No, because then it would be perfect height for me to just go like this.
Well, the problem is we get in these nice soft chairs. Everybody wants to go to sleep.
I know.
But I need to like figure out a way how to create the table to go two heights.
True. Adjustable.
Like I push a button and it's on hydraulics.
We're not on your low rider.
Then I'd be tripping out though because we'd be like, and the table start bouncing. Yeah, we'd really mess everybody up. But no, I wish I could create a way to make it rise and then go back down. Is there a blue pill for a desk?
Oh my God, no, you didn't.
Just saying, I just need to create a way to make a table have hardwood and stand up taller.
Oh my God.
I'm talking about my desk here, you fool. You're such a perv.
You are.
I just said I just need to figure out.
Brought it up.
Brought it up.
Oh my God.
I just got to figure out a way to make this bigger. It'd be like $6 million man, bigger, taller, stiffer.
Doc said, but if the table's taller, I can't use it.
Well, you would stand up. If everybody stood up, they'd be more awake. If you watch a lot of the radio shows, a lot of them stand up because it keeps them moving. I believe like sitting here sometimes. Yeah, Dish Nation. I always tell people to watch Dish Nation. That's a good fun. It'll teach you how to do radio. That's for sure.
Okay, so
topic change, you say?
Topic change, I say. Do you have a meal or a recipe or something that usually people, if they hear about, it's like your favorite that you eat? I don't know if you've grown up with it or whatever, but that people would hear it and they're like, ooh.
Sort of like that, yeah.
What is it?
We were poor, so spaghetti sauce with no meat, spaghetti sauce over rice. I just grew up with it. It's almost like a soup.
We do that.
I mean, because if you did stewed tomatoes and okra, like I like stewed tomatoes and okra over rice, or stewed tomato and okra with just cornbread, and that's like a soup all by itself too. So spaghetti sauce over rice.
We do
kind of the
this
same thing
with rice, and I can't remember. I want. It's not spaghetti sauce, but it's called secret bacon, and you have pieces of bacon randomly in there. So like you take a bite, you're like, I got bacon. It's called secret bacon. But then like last night we have tuna fish and rice.
Yeah.
And my husband had it all the time over in Japan. And the first time I heard it, I'm like, oh my God, that's disgusting. But we'll take a plate and put rice down. We put, most of the time we do it this way. We put rice down, you put cheese over the rice, you put tuna fish over that, and then cheese over that. And then we just zap it for a little bit to melt the cheese. And it is so good. But now we'll just get lazy and just mix it all together. But it's really good. If you like tuna fish, it's really dang good.
I just had Nikki who texted in sheet on a shingle.
What?
SHEET, sheet.
Yeah.
On a shingle.
What is that?
I don't really know.
What is it? Tell us what it is.
Yes, please either call in or type to tell us what that partakes of. Like, like Stephanie going, what's in shrimp and grits?
That's a normal everyday recipe, though.
And grits.
That's an everyday recipe.
Right. So anybody else that would like to participate, I see the graph with all the numbers, so that means y'all are listening, but I just need to know who can communicate, because I know a lot of y'all are sitting at cubicles and driving, et cetera, and you can't. I don't expect, some of you folks to stop what you're doing, turning your wrenches and et cetera, et cetera. Gravy on the top of a piece of toast is
that would be really
sheet on a shingle. Just for fun.
SOS.
What is that?
Sheet on a shingle.
Oh, okay.
Have you had that too?
All right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Many times. Easiest way for me to explain the version that I've had, which I've heard other people say it's different. It is, easiest way to put it is feathered out roast beef. Like if you get a roast and you cook it in a crock pot and you take and feather it out.
Shred
you know what I'm talking about?
Or like
take
shred it
and put it in. Yeah, shred it. There you go. And put brown gravy in it. All right. Take it and put it in a pan. Put brown gravy in it and pour it over toast.
Oh, that sounds really good.
That's the version that I've had. There may be other versions out there that someone could, partake and share with their versions. But that's what my mom and dad always called it. The roast beef stuff was very inexpensive. You do a roast, you could do, you could have 6 meals out of that.
Yeah, you could.
Wow.
Exactly. So
now, do you know what the season accent is? It's a seasoning called accent.
I believe so.
It's way too high on sodium, which is why I don't do this anymore. But do you like runny eggs, like over easy?
They just wear their yolks runny.
Yes.
Yes.
Little Richard, do you?
No.
Okay. Well, then this is not going to be appetizing for you. So what you do is you take a little skillet, you put butter in it, of course. You have bread, and you take you make a hole in the bread about the size of, I don't know, a tangerine, if you will. And you take a hole and you take like whole wheat bread or white bread, rip a hole in the center of it. That's about the size of a tangerine. Now you soak this piece of bread. If you put enough butter on the skillet, then you just throw the bread straight in and let the bread soak up one side and then flip it and let it soak up the other while the butter's melting, of course. Then you pour accent on top of one side of the bread and all in the pot or the pan, and then flip it over and do it again. And then about the time the bread's good and soaked in, the skillet's all good and buttered up, you crack an egg and you put it in there and you one side and then flip it the other side, and it's a little runny, of course. But then you have a fried egg in the center of this bread that's soaked up with butter and all this flavoring of accent. And when you cut into it, it is friggin' heavenly.
It's kind of like eggs in a blanket.
It just takes, who the hell makes eggs in a blanket?
It's the same thing.
Hold on. Let's not go away from my story for a moment. It takes forever to make, but the payoff, if you're a single man standing there by yourself, the payoff's very good. If if you're having to cook for you and 2 other people, it sucks
Get on upstairs and make me one.
because you're so busy wanting to eat it yourself and you keep handing them to everybody else because it takes, God, man, probably 6 minutes to make one. So it kind of, it's not a fast thing to do by any means, but if you want one, it's friggin' amazing. But I didn't know that it was high on sodium until I was told.
Eggs in a basket.
So now, eggs in a basket's what Chris Wood Raven said, and then David, what is that?
That's where you take the bread and you do the hole in the middle and put the egg in the middle.
Okay,
that's eggs in a basket.
But that's just not putting accent and all the other stuff I'm talking about. Okay, well, this is amazing. It's just supposedly the accent's not good for you, but man, it's awesome.
David, guess what you're making me for breakfast this weekend?
No, y'all have to see it here one time to see the formula behind what we do.
Well, get upstairs.
You think that's how we roll, huh? I don't have any accent in the house, I believe. And secondly, if you're not paying my bills or sleeping with me, I'm not cooking with you or not cooking for you.
I'll go run the
I mean, you know, my wife's the one that brings home the bacon and cooks it up in a pan. I'm just saying.
You run the show for a second. I'll go pick up some accent.
You already have a Southern accent. What you talking about?
Yours is more Southern than mine.
Yeah, but yours is more nasally.
Shut up. I got a cold.
So you're saying she can sing country music too?
That's right. some old hee-haw crap.
Okay, this one is chocolate salami.
Chocolate salami. Is that chocolate and salami?
It's a dessert, and it said it was such a fun dish to talk about and serve. It just does not sound good.
It doesn't sound. There's some stuff it just don't go too good. Like we saw a basket the other day of the edible arrangements, and it was the fruit, and some of it was covered in chocolate. So I saw this, and I looked at my wife, and I said, "Man, we should try some of that." So she came home, melted some chocolate. Chocolate on cantaloupe does not go good together. Let me just warn you. Richard is laughing, but I'm telling you, chocolate on a pineapple does, because you have that little sweet bitter of the pineapple with the sweet of the chocolate. The strawberry with the chocolate. The cantaloupe and the chocolate, they cancel each other out. It is disgusting. It is horrible. It ruins the chocolate and it ruins the you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The reason I'm laughing is because I've actually tried that. I'm laughing because I have that experience as well.
So you've tried it too?
It doesn't even sound amazing.
It just didn't go. It just doesn't go together. You would think it would, but it clashes. It just doesn't go together. Now listen, I've got my nanny would make a hamburger patty with onions, potatoes, and carrots, wrap it in foil. Then back it, and she don't know what the name is. Okay. Well, when we were in the Boy Scouts, that was called a Boy Scout dinner because it was simple.
Right.
We would do the same thing. We would take whatever meat we have, chop up whatever vegetables we have, wrap it in tin, and lay it next to the charcoal, and that was dinner.
Yeah.
You could cook it at a fire.
That's right.
Now, do you like fried pickles?
It depending, because some of the places I've gone to, the fried pickles are disgusting.
Because this one's oven fried pickles.
I guess that could be good. We had deep fried and battered green beans at the social house the other night, like you would by fried pickles, but this was fried green beans. Friggin' amazing! Oh my God! I'm not saying that because they're a sponsor. I'm saying it because it was amazing.
Yeah.
I ate the halo out of those things, and I couldn't believe I was eating green beans like that.
I have to throw a name out there if you want to ding the bell. El Charros, there you go, serves a thing called fried ice cream, and it's like a scoop of ice cream with frosted flakes around it, and they actually deep fry it and dip it just in long enough to deep fry the outside of it and serve it.
Wow.
And my God, the ice cream's still cold. Everything on the outside is toasty warm and fried.
That's cool.
I'm gonna say it, that is awesome.
I've had the deep fried Twinkie and the deep fried Oreo, and they're way too greasy, but golly, that's a weird combination of awe.
Yeah.
I just got hobo pie from Joe Leeper, and then Chris Wood Raven said potato patties made with leftover mashed potatoes.
Yes, those are really
So what do you flour them and
you just kind of
dip them?
I think you just kind of fry them. You just put the the leftover mashed potatoes in the pan,
Okay.
and then just kind of fry them.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Now,
but
I used to
believe
like
that's what
making
it is.
meatloaf with just tons of oatmeal or bread crust. Now, I can dig some meatloaf.
Yeah. This one is fried milk.
The hobo pie is the Boy Scout meal's name.
Yeah.
Okay. Fried
milk. It has a kind
You're
of
going to
a
explain
custard.
this.
It says my family liked the crispy outside and the not too sweet custard inside.
But who's saying this?
It's just odd recipes that people
okay.
share.
I was just wanting to see if somebody could actually
and they use
call in and explain a little bit, because that one's an unusual one.
Yeah.
Unusual one.
I have to get the recipe from my daughter. She's had a kid at school. They were doing some kind of a leadership program, I guess odd candies and whatnot.
Right.
Somebody made something called potato candy, and it's actually very sweet and very good candy. I tried a piece of it.
Slightly
but you can't eat a lot
odd.
of it. Yeah, it's made out of potatoes.
How about this?
Wow.
When I was a kid, my great-grandparents would feed me scrambled eggs and hog brains.
And what?
Hog brains.
Hell no.
Pig brains.
Nope.
I just want to make sure I heard that correctly.
And my mom described it as, if you can imagine, when you see sausage and gravy, when you see the little pieces of sausage in the gravy when you go somewhere to eat, that's similar to what it looked like. And that she said, boy, you used to just eat the hell out of that.
No.
I'd eat it. I mean, heck, I'm a Christian. I eat pork. I'm good.
David said his mom she does mashed potatoes and she makes homemade noodles and then cooks the noodles in leftover like chicken broth. And then you put that over the mashed potatoes. It is so good.
Rich Archer says English muffin pizzas.
Yes, my dad used to
I
make
don't
those
know what
growing
that
up.
would be. And then another one, vodka is the best thing a potato can make. Oh, I see what you're saying. I forgot that they make vodka from potatoes.
The English muffin pizzas, you open the English muffin.
Every time I shoot a potato from a potato gun, I don't think about shooting a shot of liquor. Maybe I've got it all wrong and I need to quit wasting the potato. I just thought about that.
But English muffin pizzas, they're so easy to make. You
Okay.
open them up, you put the
Open
sauce,
what up?
The English muffin.
So it's just an English muffin?
Yes, you take the English muffin, you open it up, not like a cinnamon raisin, just a plain one.
Okay.
You put the sauce down underneath it, or on top of the English muffin, and then you put any meat or whatever, and then mozzarella cheese on top, and just zap it in the oven for a little bit for it to cook.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
my dad did them growing up.
Not long ago.
That was our like special meal when we were growing up. That my dad would make those, and for my birthday this year, he did it, but did it differently and did it on the French bread loaves.
Right.
And that was really
Now, how about as a kid, my mother would make me a banana sandwich. And it would be banana with mayonnaise.
Oh my God, that's so disgusting.
So,
I love those.
God, and then my grandmother says, you want me to make you a banana sandwich? So my grandmother makes me one time. I go to take a bite, and the first bite, I was just kind of like, and it was peanut butter banana. And then all of a sudden, I was like, hey, this ain't too bad. So I'll eat them either way.
Yeah, here's your
this woman right here has got her cheeks blown up like she's trying to quit, keep from hurling. Banana and mayonnaise, and it has to be like good mayo. It can't be no crappy mayo.
No, it ain't got to be no Miracle Whip.
It's got to be real mayonnaise.
Yeah. All right, you ready for this, though?
With a lot of bananas. Go ahead.
Add to that. All right, when I was a kid, I could go out and I would go up to the store, and I always had a couple of dollars every once in a while, and I'd go up and I'd buy me a package of Nutter Butters.
Okay.
And if you take those and open them up, you could take the Nutter Butter and lay it on top of the bananas on the banana sandwich, and it had its own little bit of peanut butter and the actual cracker.
Chocolate.
And you could put all that together with the mayonnaise and the banana. Oh my freaking Lord, it was awesome.
Stop talking about mayonnaise on it.
That is awesome. Now let me tell you, I'm gonna tell you this, and my daughter hates it because I call it hot dog surprise.
Oh,
and I do this. And the name.
You're not the only one that calls that hot dog surprise.
The name makes it sound 10 times worse than it is. But my daughter gets grossed out by the time I do this. When I was the single man, I ate a lot of hot dogs. I ate a lot of cereal. So what I did one time, and when I was a kid, my neighbors, I had a kid named Earl next door, and he would take Ruffles potato chips and then squirt ketchup on the plate, and he'd dip his Ruffles potato chip in the ketchup.
I do that with mayonnaise and mustard.
Mayonnaise? As much as you're freaking out about mayonnaise?
Not with bananas.
Okay. So I make hot dogs, and what I do is I'll do, 50 seconds for the hot dog, and then on the last 10 seconds, I throw the buns in there to warm up the buns. Then I pull them out on a plate. I squirt ketchup on it and then Parmesan cheese. Then I take my Tostito chips, my dip chips, and I put them next to it. I cover the chips in ketchup and cover that in Parmesan cheese. I put it all back in the microwave for 10 seconds until it heats all the ketchup up and all the Parmesan cheese. And then I sit down and eat 2 hot dogs, all the chips, all covered in ketchup and Parmesan.
I'm so freaking nauseated.
And my daughter does that look that you have. My daughter has. And I call it, whoop, whoop, it's hot dog surprise. And my daughter just wigs out every time she sees a picture of it. She's like, that is disgusting.
I am so nauseated.
Shelby eats mayonnaise sandwiches just like bread and mayo.
Oh. I'll eat mayonnaise on stuff, just not, no.
Then I've got Christopher Ravens just typed all W's. Ooh.
What about Kool-Aid
Hold on.
pickles?
Then I got ketchup and chips is the jam. I like to put chips on the sandwich. Yes, that's the point. How about this? As a kid, we was broke now. 2 pieces of Wonder Bread with some Heinz ketchup.
Just that?
Ketchup sandwiches.
That is disgusting.
Hey, when you broke, you broke. Like when we were kids and we ran in and was hungry, ketchup sandwiches, man.
Mm-mm.
Do you ever do just a peanut butter sandwich?
No, not really.
You've ever done just a jelly sandwich?
My kid has.
Oh, yeah,
Okay, then. So I can do just a Heinz ketchup sandwich. Well, you know what? It all began real simple. Fried some bologna one day, threw it between some bread, put some ketchup on it. Couple days later, we went to go do the same thing. We got the bread out, got the ketchup out. Oh crap! There's no mayo. Well, I mean, there's no bologna. Well, we're still gonna eat the sandwiches. We ain't wasting it. We starving.
Yeah.
I mean, like when I was a kid, if we had Pop-Tarts, it was a freaking treat. It was a treat to have a Pop-Tart and a Coca-Cola.
What about Kool-Aid pickles?
Now you just really went off the deep end. Kool-Aid pickles.
You soak the pickles in Kool-Aid and then put little popsicle sticks in, like cut them in half and then put the popsicle sticks in the pickle and you just.
You are all alone on this one. Now we used to make Kool-Aid popsicles with ice cube trays and,
This one picture.
All right, hold on. Juicy Lucy. 2 hamburger patties with cheese, hot pepper, onions inside the patties.
Heck yeah.
See, that's not bad. I can't do the hot pepper, but.
Now, did you ever used to like make pizza? Like we would take bread, ragu spaghetti sauce, and sprinkle some cheese on it, and that we'd throw it in a little.
At some point,
we throw it in a little toaster oven and have fake pizza.
I'm sure at some point.
And then pigs in a blanket, and then sausage in a blanket.
This says Spam cupcakes.
Spam, yuck. We should. Ooh.
Oh no.
We should invite
when he does that.
We should invite guests into the show and bring down a plate of hors d'oeuvres, and it be. You ready? Sardines in a blanket.
Oh yeah.
And they don't know what it is.
Just wrap a sardine up in a biscuit so it looked like a pig in a blanket. Put like put like 2 hot dogs or 3, 4 hot dogs in a blanket down there, and then shove some sardines in a blanket in there as well.
What about Choco Dogs?
I don't know what that is.
My friend's sister has been known to dip raw hot dogs into chocolate shell and eat them after they've been refrigerated.
Ooh.
Chocolate covered hot dogs.
Okay, how about this? How about we do some chocolate covered cookies and some chocolate covered dog biscuits?
And they don't know which one.
And don't tell anybody.
It's like the jelly beans.
People will not eat anything at the house anymore.
It's
They'll be like,
the
no, I'm not eating
beans.
here.
Gross.
I'm trying to think what else there was as a kid that was just like over the top, and people, because back in my day I wouldn't eat mac and cheese. I had a thing about mac and cheese. I didn't like mac and cheese. Green bean casserole was like disgusting. disgusting looking.
No, it's not.
Oh yeah, now I'll eat it, but it used to. That was disgusting looking for me. That's like what is it? The spinach and artichoke dip that you see at a restaurant.
Good.
Oh, it tastes very good, but it looks like it looks like 3 frogs in a blender. Why would I want to eat that?
Yeah, and especially if you add pimentos.
And cream of corn look like I just hurled the corn.
No, gross.
I couldn't bring myself to eat cream of corn because I'm like, that looks like I just puked it back up.
Cream corn was created for one purpose and one purpose only.
What?
And that's so kids could have corn in their poop too.
Yes. I just got so nasty. All right, how about this? Squash all your staff and shove them in a pocket. Okay, never mind. We ain't going with that one.
What?
I'm keeping that to myself for a second.
Okay.
So,
this girl said, my friend's mom has always been unique in general, so it doesn't surprise me that she enjoys putting slices of cheddar cheese in her morning coffee. And when her coffee is gone, she slurps down the glob of melted cheese.
That's weird. Now, I know with like whatever sugar didn't dissolve on the bottom of my coffee cup's kind of good sometimes, but cheddar cheese in my coffee?
Oh, my God. I don't know.
Chocolate, gravy, and biscuits.
Ooh.
That's actually not bad because we use biscuits to make strawberry shortcake. So anything with a biscuit when it comes with like a dessert thing, that's not bad.
What is head cheese? I keep seeing these things for head cheese.
That's never mind. There's somebody that can actually give a definition to that. I'm not going to get on that.
It has a real definition.
It has a real definition.
Not a fun one.
I'm just not getting in it.
It says in some disgusting concoction called head cheese, which looks exactly like a combination of snot mixed with rubber cement.
Oh, God. No. Just no.
I did tell y'all the one time I went to make omelets and there was no milk. And I knew I had to have milk to make the omelets fluffy. So I put the eggs in the bowl and the chopped slices of ham and took out the cheese squares and start ripping the cheese up, and I start mixing it all up, and I reach for the milk. The milk's not there, so I used orange juice. Let me just tell you, don't do that. That is not a good taste.
This person said theirs is Bisquick ick. It's really great dish, actually. Make a couple of pancakes with Bisquick or whatever. Put a slice of any cheese in between. Make sure it melts well, and then cover the whole deal with a decent spaghetti sauce.
Wow.
Interesting.
Speaking of, that just gave me 2 ideas. How about we make hush puppies with pieces of hot dog in the middle of it?
I'd eat it. That sounds pretty good.
Hush puppy surprise.
Hush puppy surprise.
Yeah.
And or you go get them little meatballs that are already made and mix them up in the hush puppy batter and deep fry them.
That would be so good.
Yeah.
See, I'm coming up with ideas.
See, we do what
we take it to a lesbian party and call it ball surprise.
Oh my God.
What's in these hush puppies?
Testosterone, baby.
Hog balls.
Oh my God. We do. Have you ever had garbage eggs?
No.
So like if we have leftovers from the
I
night
throw
before,
them eggs in the garbage and they stay there.
No. If you have anything left from before, like we've done chicken, we've done pork, like any vegetables that we do, anything, and we just throw them in eggs and scramble it up.
Yeah.
So if you like saute some vegetables or whatever, it's amazing.
Whatever. So you just
the eggs.
You just throw it all together.
It's called garbage eggs.
Somebody. I was gonna say I've heard that called. It's odd as it is because Betty's has this, but it's called the trash can lid. It's
That's funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, garbage eggs,
actually.
trash can lid, same thing.
Yeah. I get you. That's what I'm saying. Anybody else got any crazy stuff? Now come on. Ravens renovation is from that up north. And I'm sure there's something he's going to say. Tubby just said, drop raw egg in ramen noodles while boiling makes it awesome. So it becomes like an egg drop soup?
Yeah.
That'd be
I
cool.
think so.
I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tubby. I'm going to
Tubby,
down.
that's like broke man paradise.
So ramen.
That's like, because the egg thing don't cost more than $1 or so, and the ramen's 17 cents.
So listen, my daughter used to hate when she'd go, what's for dinner? And I went, gourmet ramen. And she was like 12. She was like, Dad, how how do you gourmet ramen? I'm like, because tonight we're going to add seasoning from the shelf.
We're going to add hot
We're going to
dogs.
put 2 beef bouillons up in there. We're going to throw in some Parmesan and some sliced cheese. It's
Throw some
gourmet.
hot dog slices.
Yeah, I mean, it was just, you get tired of eating ramen, you got to spice it up. Didn't think about the egg, but yeah.
My dad used to do that with the little Vienna sausages.
He says, I chop hot dogs in little pieces and put them in my grits.
That's
Ew.
not bad, actually.
No,
Yeah.
no.
How would that be bad? Have you've eaten fried bologna?
Right.
The thing about that is
You eat
gotta-
beanie weenies?
No, I don't.
Yeah, to do it, you'd have to cook the hot dog like in a skillet. a
Yeah,
little
you
bit.
fry them up and throw them in there.
Mm.
That's actually not bad.
Yeah,
We need to
So he
open up a
said-
southern place and
He
just
said
cook them
ramen noodle soup. You drop the raw egg in there while you're boiling it.
while it's boiled. Yes, it'd have to have boiling temperature.
David tried making a what's it called? Eggs Benedict, where you just drop it in the boiling water.
Yeah.
And he gulped it down. So.
Somebody made poached eggs one time. That was
No,
kinda
maybe that's what it
disgusting.
was. It was the poached.
Yeah.
egg.
Now, how
My
about my
wife
mother?
makes those.
My mother used to make this though, and this took talent because I could never. I've tried it a million times. It don't work. So my mom would have boiling water, then she would boil an egg to where the yolk, the center, was almost solid. I mean, it can't be too runny because that's where I screw it up. I've either got it solid, like a normal boiled egg, boiled egg would be,
Mhm.
or I would get it too runny. My mother had it down to a pat. You peel the eggs, you take all the eggs in a bowl, and you mash them all up, mix them all up, and it's really good. Put a little bit of butter in there and some toast. Friggin' amazing. But again, you got to get it just right, and I could never get it just right. I tried.
This recipe is called "Make Me Sick."
That's half of what we've talked about.
This is something that my husband loves to eat. Not my husband. It makes me sick, but here you go. You take a waffle or a pancake, butter it, pour maple syrup on it, fry up some eggs so the yolks are runny, and pile it on top of the waffle. Then put ketchup, bacon, sausage, grape jelly, another waffle or pancake, and more syrup. And another one of his favorites is when he has the munchies. He takes a chip sandwich of white bread, Miracle Whip, and Doritos chips.
Oh, you lost me at Miracle Whip.
Now, see, I've had to make my own French toast before, which is two pieces of toasted whole wheat bread, some scrambled eggs, and syrup.
Yeah. He likes grilled cheese sandwiches with Miracle Whip melted with the cheese.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Grilled tuna and cheese sandwiches. Those are good.
Yeah, I've had the grilled tuna cheese sandwiches because it was kind of like a chicken salad sandwich, but it was grilled tuna and cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had that. I used to get that at a place in Decatur that would do that for lunch. It was actually really good because it was at least warm, especially on a day like what we've been having, you know.
What about
Any other oddities? Any others, man? Please feel free to chime in. Anybody listening, text in, whatever. Any of oddities. Think about this when you say this. What did your grandparents used to eat and make you eat or eat in front of you?
Yeah.
And vice versa, your parents. What did your parents do in front of you? Because, I mean, like I saw my granddaddy eating friggin' sardines and it grossed me the hell out.
Yeah,
Like I was flipping out.
No. What about he said he put
And pickled pig's feet.
He puts ketchup in his mac and cheese.
No, I've done that.
Have you ever put Rotel in your mac and cheese?
I don't know what Rotel is.
It's like that.
Special shells and stuff that you buy?
No, Rotel is like you mix it like if you make a dip of like hamburger meat and cheese and it looks like salsa kind of.
Yeah, Philip Snow makes that with the meat. But
dip.
it's
Rotel.
I don't know.
It's called Rotel. The salsa mix or whatever you put in there is Rotel. But you mix that in mac and cheese and it's really good.
So then that actually becomes its own little salad, so to speak.
Ish.
Not a salad, but kind of like when you do your
casserole,
if you will.
Yeah.
Like a squash casserole. Now I'll eat it here and there, but it's disgusting.
Do you like squash period? Like
not really.
Really?
Like somebody one time, I think it was Crystal made, but it was like squash and onions. And I'm just like, ugh.
Apples.
That's what you do when you got nothing else.
No. Yeah. Apples, peanut butter, and cheese.
Apples, and peanut butter, yes. Why would you mix cheese with it?
Yeah, like David said, salsa without the liquid
Ugh.
is Rotel. That's what Rotel is.
Yeah, my wife is texting me back now, but a northern thing for her was called a bread egg, and I'm getting her to send me how to make that, because I remember her grandmother passed away a couple of years ago on Thanksgiving, and she used to make, every time we went up to visit, used to make a thing called a bread egg for my wife, and my wife absolutely loved it. And I don't know how to make it, but it's probably going to be similar to, eggs Benedict or French toast with the runny center, or something.
Right. Jepathiah says mix Rotel with Velveeta for cheese dip.
Yeah, and you can add some hamburger up in it.
Now, the grossest thing I think I've ever really put to my mouth, texture and taste-wise, is hummus.
Hummus is so good.
I feel like I'm supposed to pick up a putty knife and start plugging the holes in my sheetrock wall.
I tell you what,
like
Scotty,
when the texture hits my mouth, it feels visually and feels like spackle.
No, it doesn't.
You've never had hummus homemade by a good person who makes hummus. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn by any means.
Yes, you are.
But I'll make you some hummus that you would absolutely look at it and go, that's not hummus.
We should do that.
It ain't like Sabra. It ain't like the crap you buy from the stores. It's homemade hummus.
We should have a just for fun party where everybody brings over an oddity that they know they can make so good. And I'll promise I will not do sardines in a blanket. I don't want to trick anybody. I mean, legitimately, all these things that we've talked about that are.
Have you had Rocky Mountain oysters?
Yes. When American Tavern opened, no, I'm kidding. Oh. No, but when American Tavern opened, they said that's what it was called, but it wasn't. But they served you a massive oyster, and it was in a shot glass, and it already had the cocktail sauce on top of the oyster in a shot glass. So it looked absolutely disgusting, but you slam it as a shot, and you just have a cracker in your hand. It was friggin' amazing.
No.
That's the Apalachicola shooter.
Yes, there you go. That was amazing. All right, from Tubby, chow chow and tuna mix.
What?
Chow and tuna mixed and eat with crackers. What the hell is chow chow?
Chow chow is like it's kind of like a relish, but made with onions, if I'm not mistaken. And it's a sweet relish made with onions.
Now, I do like some sweet relish in tuna salad.
It's chow chow what?
Chow chow and tuna mixed together and eaten with crackers.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good. I've had that.
I never would have thought I would have ate raw oysters until I started eating them. I freaking love them.
Vanilla
Bite week, man, I eat 3 dozen, 4 dozen, 5. We were one place where it was 99 cents a dozen. I ended up eating 6 dozen of those puppies.
Holy crap.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't worth crap later, but boy, I was a happy camper there for a little while.
I bet. Vanilla ice cream, choco sauce, and Cheez-It dust.
Cheez-It dust?
So like the bottom
of the box?
Bag? Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
Yes.
Now, I know this is going to sound crazy, but I have taken vanilla ice cream and I ran out of granola to sprinkle on top of my vanilla ice cream. So I sprinkled Pebbles
that
on
wouldn't
it.
Be bad.
You know what I mean? Flintstone cereal,
yes.
Pebbles. I sprinkled that on it. That was actually pretty good.
Yeah. Pickles with frosting.
A bit odd. Pick like ice, like
frosting.
Icing, like cake frosting.
Okay, only if you're pregnant. That's all I can say.
That's weird because that's like a sour vinegar taste pickle with
sugar.
Yeah. Hey, I tried cantaloupe with chocolate. I guess I can't.
Spaghetti topped with a small handful of mini M&Ms.
That's weird.
Yeah, that is odd. Yeah, speaking of M&Ms, my mom, she will not go to a movie theater without taking a bag of M&Ms, and she eats the popcorn and the M&Ms together.
Now,
salty and sweet.
I do that with Reese's Pieces.
It's salt and sweet at the same time.
Yeah.
But I don't do it together all the time, but I have them, and I end up doing it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Microwaved marshmallows with Doritos and cheese for nachos.
Doritos is weird.
Be careful microwaving a marshmallow. We do that at home all the time, and buddy, I'm going to tell you, those things get big.
Ooh, we're going to have to try that.
Oh, do you like Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Not really.
The cereal?
I don't know.
This person eats avocados in their cinnamon toast crunch.
Avocados, man. I can't eat avocados.
I didn't like it. My brother made
I've tried, and it makes me think of Zaylee's diaper
my
in my mouth.
Oh my God.
Every time I see somebody eat avocado, all I think
You talking
about
about guacamole.
baby poop.
The
It has
guacamole
to be
dip.
good avocado.
All of it. All the guacamoles, the avocados, they all look like baby
See,
poop
I didn't
to
like
me.
it until my brother made like homemade guacamole dip.
Ugh,
It's so good.
I've tried.
Grapefruit and string cheese.
Weird. Now, wait a minute. I've seen people eat the grapefruit and put string cheese across the top of it. Is that what we're talking about?
I've never seen
Okay.
that. You've seen that?
I got peanut butter and mac and cheese.
Oh,
I got that.
hey.
Now, I will tell you, I have seen somebody do this, and this is weird. I've seen somebody sit down with a
Your phone's getting lit up.
I know my phone's getting nailed, with a jar of Jiffy peanut butter.
Okay.
Take a huge spoon and shove a huge spoon of peanut butter in their mouth. And then they pick up that can of Cheese Whiz and go and squirt the cheese in their mouth while they got a mouthful of peanut butter.
That just doesn't sound good.
Is that the weirdest thing ever? I mean, I feel like your mouth will freeze in that position. Like your tongue will be stuck to your mouth.
Yeah.
But fake cheese, canned squirt cheese, and like Peter Pan Jiffy type peanut butter.
No.
That's weird.
What
But
about
hey, everybody's entitled to their own thing. I mean, look, if I like pickled pig's feet, I try it with peanut butter because I like peanut butter.
yeah. Pepperoni and peanut butter sandwiches.
What?
Pepperoni and peanut butter sandwich.
No, that's a little too funky for me.
You're funky.
How about Joe Leaper Raisinets / chocolate covered raisins? No, that's not bad.
Those aren't bad. Did you say you liked peanut butter and mayo just by themselves?
Not together.
Yeah. My ex-husband used to eat that.
Now, I have accidentally come across where somebody's made me, listen, if you're going to make me a banana sandwich, this is odd. Let me word it this way. Either mayonnaise and banana or peanut butter and banana. Now, my wife has a way, because she eats peanut butter, mayonnaise, and banana. And she's brought me one, and I bit into it, and I'm like, weird. But it's not bad because it's just a very, very
Distinct
small amount
taste.
of mayo. But anybody else, if you gobbed all that mayo and all that peanut butter together, it just sounds like a barf session.
Yeah. Cow brains and eggs scrambled together.
See?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a cow tongue? Now, I was at a Mexican place fixing their freezer one time, and there was a cow tongue sitting in there.
No.
Can you see how big this keyboard is?
I
The cow
don't.
tongue's bigger than that.
I know. Jello with mayonnaise.
Eee. Well, no, wait a minute now. Have you ever had Jello salad?
Yeah, where you mix like
A little mayo,
no.
Jello, slices of carrot and raisins, and you've never done
No.
that? Yeah,
No.
I've seen
had
that. My grandmother
one
used to make
where
that.
They do it with like the Cool Whip or something. They mix
Yeah,
it
they mix it all
with the
together.
Cool
Yeah,
Whip.
it's odd, but yes.
Pringles with Nutella piled on top.
The Nutella alone's pretty damn disgusting. Pringles and ketchup is not bad.
Yeah.
Ruffles and ketchup is really not bad.
Hot Cheetos and pudding.
Yeah, I could see that.
That's
Yeah.
just
'Cause
weird.
I dip my French fries at Wendy's in the Frosty.
You know, my aunt does that. And one of my
I've done it. I've done it.
and a lot of people take all the squirt packs of mayo and all the squirt packs of ketchup, mix them together to try to make Thousand Island. I see that all the time.
Yeah.
I do that occasionally at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. Chocolate sauce and garlic powder on a pork loaf.
I don't know about that one either.
I can see the garlic powder, not the chocolate sauce.
I've actually heard of people putting chocolate sauce on like ribs and stuff. So yeah, that doesn't sound bad.
I've seen people sprinkle Tang on top of their Frosted Flakes.
I've seen that too.
That's weird. Now, I will say one time I didn't have milk, and I already poured a bowl of Frosted Flakes,
yeah.
and I poured Pepsi in substitute of the milk. And Pepsi and Frosted Flakes, regular Pepsi with Frosted Flakes, give the Frosted Flakes an extremely cherry taste.
Okay. And
So
did you brush
your
your teeth right after? Because there's so much sugar on your teeth.
I know.
What about pickles, dipped in peanut butter.
What the hell's wrong with people dipping pickles in anything? Pickles are just pickles.
Are awesome.
Pickles by themselves are just tart or whatever. Yeah.
Grapes and ranch.
That I've had.
Oh,
That's
hell no. Who does
I
that?
eat it on a salad. Put grapes in a salad.
I guess because you're having the salad flavor with the ranch with the grape, but grape and a salad, grape with 1,000 Island by itself is just
Ranch.
odd. Yeah, whatever. Ranch by
Well,
itself.
here's kind of another comparison to that. I've actually gone up north, Michigan and Ohio area, and in their potato salad, there's grapes. They do a half grapes and put them in the potato salad.
Now, Jeff Mathias just said chocolate and pickles, man.
Yeah.
Now, I know when I go to CC's Pizza, depending on what day it is, I may do ranch with my, ranch so I could dip a couple slices in it, or I may do spaghetti sauce and dip a couple slices in it. I've even tried Thousand Island and dip a pizza in it, and the Thousand Island's kind of that acquired taste. You got to be in the mood for Thousand Island.
I love some Thousand Island.
The pizza with Thousand Island is kind of, you got to be in the mood for it.
Yeah. Chicken nuggets dipped in Sprite.
That's weird.
Dipped in what?
Sprite.
Interesting.
And then I'm a half and half where I do half water, half Sprite. I figured the closest thing to dipping a Sprite or dipping my nugget would be if I took a bite and then took a sip.
Yeah.
Pizza and applesauce.
All right, look, I just got this. Rich and creamy chocolate frosting. Yep, ate right out of the container last night. So that's just eating frosting straight out of a can.
Oh, gross. I can do grilled cheese and tomato soup. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh,
love
God,
it.
Yeah.
This person said grilled cheese and jam in tomato soup.
Well,
jam. But I guess if you eat it while you're, think of all the stuff you've eaten together.
I'm assuming it's in the sandwich.
And you didn't actually make it together, but you kind of ate it together. You kind of end up with it all. It's like, look, man, if you order anything from Waffle House, it's all going to be touching on the same plate anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you love
here's something they served in high school back in the day when we were in high school. Vegetable beef soup. And, of course, they had the peanut butter and honey sandwich.
Yep.
Oh, my God.
And if you dip those together, oh, my flipping Lord, those were friggin' awesome.
And it was the cheapest honey and the cheapest peanut butter ever, and it was so good.
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay, you love your peanut butter.
Yeah.
Peanut butter and ketchup.
Yeah, I don't love it that much.
Go get some. Let's try it.
Hell no.
Well, you're trying it.
Well, you need to keep some of this, and we'll have to try it one day. But
a hot dog,
peanut butter and ketchup.
Yeah.
Wow, I don't see it.
Go try it.
There'd have to be like some meat up in that thing, something.
What about a hot dog with ranch dressing?
Yes, I do. I do that at Quick Trip.
Really?
Yeah, they got a big thing of ranch dressing, and that's what I got bored, man, when I was doing construction, and half the time in the morning time we would be in there getting our coffee. Everybody hang tight because watch where this goes. We go in for the Mighty Mocha Cappuccino. I would get the apple Danish.
Mm-hmm.
I'd go ahead and get 2 hot dogs, cover it in ketchup. Well, after so many months of doing that, we started covering them in ranch. Then we get in the truck and set the hot dogs on the dash to keep them warm. We go to work, we're drinking our coffee, eating our Danish, and by 10 o'clock, our hot dogs would still be warm, and we'd eat our hot dogs with ranch dressing or ketchup.
Yeah.
After it's been sitting on the dash, staying warm in the sun.
Pancakes and hot sauce.
Pancakes and hot sauce?
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. How about Jeff Mathias? Fried ham on grilled cheese with spicy brown mustard. Now that could work.
Good. That's good.
Because it's fried ham and grilled cheese.
Yeah.
It's gourmet cheese sandwich.
And Nutella.
What the hell's up with Nutella? Like, I don't even like the thought of Nutella.
Now, see,
apple butter. My grandmother used to love apple butter, and she'd have me, one of my grandmothers was in a wheelchair, so I'd have to cook for her. And so she would just be like, would you make me some toast? And then she'd either get me to put put peanut butter on it and microwave it because she wanted her toast crunchy. Mm-hmm. And then to get the peanut butter runny, you had to turn around and microwave it a little bit.
Right.
But then she would ask for Nutella, and I just I couldn't get into it. And now they got that Hershey's whatever or Reese's. Yeah, whatever.
pancakes.
Who am I to complain? Well, I'm eating some weird stuff. So who am I to complain about y'all's weird habits?
Pancakes with peanut butter and Nutella, which I don't think would be bad. But then they said popcorn with mayo and ketchup.
That's weird.
Yeah, it is odd.
I knew one guy that said the hash browns at Waffle House didn't taste right if he didn't take a bite and then puff his cigarette at the same time. He said it just didn't taste right. I'm like, you've destroyed your taste buds.
Oh, my wife finally hit back on the bread egg. You take the egg and you steam it, and you actually take a small bowl with a little bit of a cup of water and put a lid over the egg. That way the center of it stays runny, and you just white the outside of it. You bust the yolk and put it over, say, toast. Instead of a whole piece of toast, you take the toast and you cut it up into squares. And it's actually toast, not just regular bread, but you actually pour the egg over the top of the toast, and that's bread egg. So interesting. That's a northern thing too.
That's got to be. How about the first time I ever made it to Illinois? I get there, it's 3:00 in the morning. These people wake up like, hey, we're gonna, let's eat like the Waffle House. And they're gonna scramble us up some this and scramble us up some that. I asked for grits and they gave me hominy.
Ooh, gross.
And I'm like, what the hell is this? They say, well, it's like grits.
You're like, this is nothing.
I'm like, this
grits.
is nothing like grits. And all these people at this table are just eating it up like it'd be us at the Waffle House with grits.
It's like cream of wheat.
Ugh.
Nasty.
Disgusting.
I actually have a thing that I like really well, and that's I pour salsa over my eggs.
Yes.
No, now I can go for that now because I like huevos rancheros. Yep. You know what huevos rancheros is? Fried eggs with salsa.
Yeah.
And then your beans and rice. I like that. It's very good. How about this
hungry
grilled corn on the cob with peanut butter? I'm about to gross out on this one. Everybody hold tight for this one. Grilled corn on the cob with peanut butter and powdered ranch.
That actually wouldn't be so bad.
Not without the
peanut butter.
No, without the peanut butter. I can do that with the.
I could do the melted butter, not peanut butter, melted butter with some ranch.
With some ranch.
But not.
Well, here's something.
Oh, excuse me. It's with butter. She's correcting me now.
Okay.
My brain, I was just grossing out when I saw butter.
All right.
Yes, it's grilled corn on the cob with butter and powdered ranch. I just started grossing. She's typing, not peanut butter, just butter. That's because I'm telling you, when I first looked down, I'm like, that would be horrible.
A similar thing to that, when I grill corn on the cob pieces, I'll take it and put it in aluminum foil, salt and pepper, butter, and mayonnaise. And you'd be surprised, but mayonnaise will actually cook into it and make it it makes it tender, and you don't have to eat the remnants in the bottom of the aluminum foil.
My hot dog surprise sounded so good compared to all this today.
I've done that before. That's actually pretty good.
That's gross. You're not allowed to eat corn on the cob at my house.
And then how about this, just to mess with people's brains for a minute. So back in high school, one of my friends was Cambodian. My brother, my stepbrother, who's directly under my age, he's like a year younger than me. His grandma had bought him a couple of guinea pigs, and then he started, bringing them home and had a thing downstairs, and he was raising these guinea pigs, and then he just got to where he wasn't taking care of them. And as we were getting older, he, wasn't doing nothing. So at the point I'm 16, 17 years old, my buddy that's from Cambodia was at the house, and we were downstairs looking for something, and he's seen the guinea pigs. He's like, oh, they're so cute. So we go upstairs. He was talking about the guinea pigs. My mom was like, yeah, we're trying to get rid of them. George didn't, blah, 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 blah. Rot wants them. Okay, so Rot takes them home. I'm over at Rot's house one day, and I see the crate, but I noticed a few of them were missing. I said, what's up with the guinea pigs, man? Y'all been giving them away. He says, oh, yeah. At about that time, his dad, who didn't speak English, is downstairs, and they start communicating in Cambodian language, whatever that might be, and they're laughing at me and pointing. Come to find out, they cooked them up.
You were eating it?
Not me. I didn't eat at that damn house. I knew better. But they were cooking them. They were breeding them and cooking them like country people with squirrels. They were eating the guinea pigs.
Lord,
is that not insane?
that gives a whole new meaning to. Will you be the guinea pig to try this first?
That's exactly right.
No kidding. That's crazy.
All right, well, let's shoot out to a commercial. We're at 9:30. We got any more?
I mean, there's some, we can do some Would You Rathers.
Okay, we'll come back and do some of that too. Keep everybody laughing.
Bye, Richard.
All right, thanks, Richard.
Party on.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Party on, Garth. Party on, Wayne. We'll be right back, everybody. It's just fun in the morning.
Such a dork. I want to try that ramen noodle soup with the egg, though. I'm so hungry now. Look, you have this whole bed. You're laying on the
I know, right?
side. Oh my God, guys.
Oh, is there? I can just see shadows moving on that curtain. Oh, gosh. We need to start going to the gym and getting our exercise on, and maybe we wouldn't feel so blah. But Denise just said that the sun's shining for the first time in a friggin' week or two. Y'all watch what I'm fixing to do. I have Leif Garrett's I Was Made for Dancing that I'm going to dedicate to the people Joe Leeper works with. And I'm going to say that Joe Leeper actually requested it for the guys he works with. So watch what happens. I'm sure you people on video are just bored at this point. I apologize. I've got to create something. I've got to do something for you guys. All right, watch this. All right, this next song was a request from Joe Leeper to be played for all the men and women that work at the dealership with him and all the mechanics up at Rob's Performance as well. So he wanted all you guys, as y'all were working on cars, to think of him as we played this song. This goes out to all you great workers out there from Joe Leeper, the man, the myth, the legend.
Party time.
Huh? All right, everybody. This next song, Rich Archer wanted me to play. All seriousness. Rich Archer wanted me to dedicate this to all the men and women that have served in our great country. So this goes out to you guys.
Little Richard. He calls it the green-eyed monsters. I forgot to say one. Deli ham, Swiss cheese, and a layer of cream cheese spread flat, then an olive with pimento rolled up in the middle.
What? I don't have to. I'm not outvoted today. Bella's over there barking at the door. She's yelling, put the toilet seat down. I'm not outvoted today. There's not 2-1 today. I don't know. You were talking to me about it.
It's time to rise and shine.
Oh my God.
Stop it.
Yeah, well, ever since I raked that bike, man, it didn't help.
We're going to do what ifs.
All right, and we are back.
We're back.
For more. Oil.
You're such a dork.
Oil. It's a 10-man, dude.
Really?
Could you just ask your questions already?
Okay. So I'm going to read you. I'm going to read you something, and you have to say yes or no.
Okay.
What if you become a Jedi Knight, but
the paternity test says I am your father, Luke.
Oh my God. Anyway, what if you become a Jedi Knight, but your best friend becomes a Sith Lord?
I'm okay with it.
So yes.
Sorry, little Richard. But he'd be the Sheet Lord.
Okay. Okay. What if there was always a new $100 bill in your pocket, but every time you pick one up, a human dies on the other side of the world?
Can I pick the country?
Or county?
Woo! No, I would just say every time I pick up one of them idiots with ISIS would die. I mean, we'd all be happy. Sure.
Okay.
That's heartless and insensitive, but sure.
Only 36% of the people said yes.
If I could choose who it would be.
Okay. He said, my lightsaber is bigger compensation. What if you get $10,000 per month for 25 years, but for the next 5 years, you may never take off your clothes?
Golly. I don't know about all that.
Which one?
So $10,000 a year, but for 5 years, I have to wear the same clothes.
$10,000 a month for 25 years.
For 25 years.
But for 5 years, you cannot take off your clothes.
How are you can't, that's not possible.
Not even when exerting your needs.
Yeah, that's not possible, no.
So no?
No, hell no.
Okay, 69%.
You would have to poop and pee in your own clothes. No.
69% said no. What if everyone you get attracted to are attracted to you, but you crap yourself every time you kiss someone for the first time?
No, thank you to whatever that answer would be.
Okay. Let's see.
That was weird, by the way.
What if you can never fail, but you can never give up? He's scratching his head.
I could never fail.
But you could never give up.
But if I could never fail, then there wouldn't be a need to give up.
Okay, so you would.
I would what? I don't get that. I don't see a question in there.
What if people drop their pants right away if you squint at them, but you may never wear a cap or sunglasses ever again?
Oh my God, that'd be horrible.
So no.
I've gotten so used to wearing sunglasses that sometimes I catch myself staring at people and then they catch me staring at them. And then I have to remind myself I'm not wearing my sunglasses.
And then you squint at them.
Oh yeah.
So no.
No.
Okay.
There's nothing worse than camel toe or mammal toe.
Oh my God.
And you try not to stare and it's like a bad train wreck. You still stare even though you tell yourself not to stare. It's like a person you talk to has a booger and you're trying not to stare and you're like, what was you saying? I don't remember.
Okay, what if You have to listen to this one carefully. Don't look at your phone.
I was just making sure I have no text.
What if you learned everything there is to know about any 2 programming languages, but you inherit 12 chickens as a horse? No, 12 chickens, a horse, and a pair of pigs on a farm, but you have to take care of yourself.
I have no idea what you said, and I'm just going to say no to all of it.
No, I'm not. It wants me to, whatchamacallit. What if you could accomplish anything, but you had to sacrifice time, sweat, and tears to make it?
I'm already doing that.
Duh. Seriously?
What if you were given $3 million, but you had to live alone with no friends? You just had to be isolated, and you had that much money.
I wouldn't do it. I'd go crazy.
I mean, what if somebody gave you $100 million and said, here's, 500 acres and put your house in the middle, but you can't have, nobody lives with you, no real hanging out or nothing. It'd almost be like prison, but you could have as many toys as you want.
No, I wouldn't do it. Would you?
I don't know.
I wouldn't do it. Nope.
I got stuck when I was having back surgery, being in a chair for 2 years, where for the first year, I slept the first 3 months, 24 hours a day, I was in a recliner because I couldn't walk. I couldn't stand up to pee. I had to keep peeing out of the little pee cup, the thing they give you at the hospital. And a friend of mine would just go dump it for me. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't walk. I couldn't nothing. I had to have somebody help me get to the toilet and to help me get off. I couldn't walk. Mm-hmm. The disc had blown into my nerve, and I actually was kind of bent over. I couldn't walk, couldn't stand up or nothing. I had to have, so after I used to tell people for 23 hours a day, I could tell you what was on TV. Guaranteed I could describe to you what my day was. 6 months straight, for 6 months straight, I could tell you everything I watched from the time I opened my eyes till the time I went to sleep at night. For 6 months straight, so I could tell you exactly what was on TV that day. 6 months I did that. That was like hell. I went from being wide open, energetic, hyper guy to 6 months of sitting, and this went on roughly for 2 years. Because I went 6 months, and then they gave me shots, and the steroids didn't help, but it didn't allow me to straighten up a little bit and walk. But then they realized they had to do surgery. So then I went for surgery, and then I had to sit for 3 months before I could start rehab. And then 3 months after the surgery, I started rehab. And a couple of weeks into the rehab, the disc blew out again. Then I was stuck sitting and couldn't walk till they scheduled the next surgery. And now August, they do the second surgery. 3 months later, in the second surgery, I had to walk on a cane. So 3 months after the second surgery, I was barely moving around, and I had to walk on a cane because I couldn't use my right leg at all. And but this went on for 2 years. So with that being said, could I tough it out having, $10 million living on I don't know.
Right.
I'd take up farming. I'd have a 4-wheeler. I'd learn how to plant stuff. I'd watch TV. I would have to learn stuff. But I'd never be broke. So what's it worth?
It's not worth.
What's your sanity worth? I'm just painting an image for everybody to really think about. What's it worth? Because I went nuts.
I bet.
I went nuts.
I bet.
So
I would, no.
I joke all the time and tell people I'm not a people person, but look what I do for a living. I'm in contact with people 24 hours a day. I don't know that I could handle it. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, we're doing a different one. Or what would you choose? Blueberry muffins or fresh blueberries?
Blueberry muffins.
Eat live bugs or eat live worms?
Bugs.
Stop doing that. Only be able to eat bacon or only be able to eat sausage?
Sausage.
Really?
Yeah. I don't like bacon. Bacon's overrated.
Grain-fed beef or steroid-fed beef?
Hell, you don't know anymore, but I'll take grain-fed.
Okay. Candy corn or gummy bears?
I don't care for either one of them. I guess candy corn. I don't like either one.
Eat a live fish or a dead cat?
Live fish. I don't know now if it's a cooked dead cat, I'm eating it.
Fancy restaurant or fast food restaurant?
Oh God, I'll take fancy because I don't know what it could be. See, if you didn't have an Android.
Oh,
Ding, 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 ding. Just saying. And tonight on Guns and Gadgets, I'm sure Alex will be discussing Apple versus Android again, because that is such a great topic with all the new stuff. Anybody that has an Apple, I need to tell you about something I found out last night, by the way.
What'd you find?
If you have an iPhone, go into your settings right now. We'll give you a second to get to your phone. Go into your settings.
Is it an Android or iPhone?
On iPhones. It's a new update problem that people don't know. So go to your settings and go to where it says cellular. Now, once you're on cellular from your iPhone, you scroll all the way to the very bottom where it says Wi-Fi Assist. It is a new thing. And Alex can probably tell me whether it's 100% new or not, but I know whatever the update is, this is new. What this does is at any moment you're signed into Wi-Fi and it starts acting slow, the phone kicks the Wi-Fi and you're using your cellular data plan. So the problem is,
so if you have unlimited data, it's fine.
it doesn't matter.
But
if it kicks you off of Wi-Fi, it doesn't automatically put you back on Wi-Fi when the Wi-Fi fixes itself.
okay, Comcast. But
So
then you get charged for data if you have a limited amount.
it's all over Facebook from what I'm being told. I didn't know this even existed.
Okay, Comcast.
But everybody's talking about how the Apple data plan's just getting smoked because of this. Because like with AT&T, my internet's been running slow. And when you're recording HD shows, it makes your internet run a little slow. So what we found is the higher resolution pictures on Facebook take a little longer to load. And if your Wi-Fi is already just a touch slow and your Facebook is trying to pull up these HD, high quality, large pixeled pictures, it will cause your iPhone to kick off of Wi-Fi, and then you're using all your cellular data. So there's a warning for everybody with Apple, by the way.
Don't have an Apple yet. Okay, what if you could never catch a cold, but you may never have matching shoes?
I could deal with not having matching socks, but matching shoes. Come on, that controls how you walk.
So
if it's not a 24 hours a day cold that I would have, if it's just I couldn't catch a cold, I'm taking the good shoes. You got to be able to walk.
So yes,
I can walk with a sniffly nose.
Okay. I'm not doing that.
Then just don't talk about it. You do that every time.
No, it wants me to rate it, and I'm not rating it.
No, people listening don't need to know all that.
What if your dream job is yours, but you get your salary paid in chocolate bars?
No.
Why not?
Because chocolate bars ain't paying my bills. What are we going to take up selling chocolate?
Yes.
Instead of Willy Wonkas, we're going to have honky tonkies or honky wonkies and sell chocolate. I mean,
such a dork. What if you learned 3 new languages fluently, but you forgot your native language?
Depends on where I live. If I'm in Taiwan or Thailand, then I need to know that language. No, that would suck, I guess.
What if you could live in your dreams, but you could never leave them?
Your body would die, so no.
No?
Everybody should go watch a movie called Somewhere in Time. That shows you what happens when that happens.
What if there was peace on Earth, but internet disappeared?
I could be okay with that.
Yes?
Yeah, because if everybody was happy, we'd all be hanging out and doing it. There was life before cell phones and life before internet.
What if you could never get fat, but you were never hungry? That doesn't make sense. Does that make sense to you?
What? I was reading a text.
What if you could never get fat, but you were never hungry?
I'm okay with that too.
Yeah.
How about this? That reminded me of the commercial that says, "No one ever pays me in gum." I've not seen the commercial.
You're fine. Is it a gum commercial?
I'm assuming. Keep going.
What if you point out 5 people that, along with yourselves, would be terribly successful, but you also need to point out 5 people whose lives would be destroyed?
So if I was successful, they would be destroyed.
Pretty much.
Do I get
5 people along with yourself.
Do I get to choose the 5 people that would be destroyed?
I guess so.
Because I would do it.
So yes.
I can think of 5 negative Nancy's that need to be knocked down a notch or 2, which is very vindictive of me. But hey.
So yes.
Yes, why not?
Okay. What if you had a magic carpet, but you're not allowed to get off of it?
That'd kind of suck.
So no.
How could I keep a porta-john on my magic carpet?
You could get that one you bring in the bus. Or your Tupperware.
No, that's no thank you.
Okay, let's see. What if you could take anything without being caught for it, but every time you took something, someone innocent was accused and convicted for it?
No, I wouldn't do that either.
No.
That's like somebody saying, what if you could be invisible, but you could never be visible again? Would you do it? No.
Let's see.
Think of all the people that are normal that already feel like nobody sees them.
Yeah, that's very true. What if you never sleep longer than 5 hours of night, but you could craft and control your dreams every night?
That'd be boring.
So no.
Yeah, I mean, your dreams are supposed to just be weird, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to go dream about hot dogs and pig brains tonight, scrambled eggs. Why would you do that?
What if time passes after your watch, but when your watch stops working, time stops forever?
Yeah, just avoid that question.
Okay. Let's see.
Anything?
What if you were twice as attractive, but every Friday you were transformed into an equally attractive person of the opposite gender?
No, thank you.
You don't want to?
No. Why would I want to hook up with Tubby at a bar? That would just be weird. I could just see it now. Hey, girl. No. Especially like the ozone days. No.
What if you got over 100 likes on every photo you post on Facebook, but you have to squint excessively and have your finger up your nose in all the pictures?
I could deal with that if I could put it on the Just for Fun page.
Well, true.
Because I already act stupid enough over there.
Okay, hold on. Move.
Okay, your
ahead,
phone.
keep talking.
No, let's find something
doing
else.
an
We're
ad.
at 9:53. What else we got? We got anything else this morning? Because we thought we'd have somebody else here. It's hard when it's just 2 people to try to pull up stories and try to keep talking at the same time.
Yes.
You find yourself, like when I'm reading a text message while she's trying to ask me a question, I'm kind of like,
Hey, does lightning strike twice in the same spot or no?
I can't answer that because they say no, but there's been times that you see weird things. So I don't know.
Which one do you think it is?
I will say yes. I don't know.
Wrong.
I mean, I know
it does. It can.
It can. I don't know that it does.
But North Korea and South Korea both belong to the country Korea, or they're separate countries?
Separate.
Good job. I feel like I'm in school. Good job, Scotty. You've been studying.
Yes.
Google was originally called Backrub, or Google was originally called Go Find It?
I would have to go find it. Why would it be called Back Rub?
You're wrong.
What the hell? Why would it be called that?
I don't know.
That's weird.
Google it and see if Google was originally called Backrub.
Oh my God, that is too strange.
That's funny though. Humans generally can't breathe and swallow at the same time, or they can become up to 10 feet with the use of a special drug.
Oh, you have me typing something.
Back rub.
We're gonna let it see what it says.
Let's see. We're looking it up.
Oh, never mind. That's not it.
Yeah, go.
All right, let's just focus. Come on.
Okay, so which one's true? Humans generally can't breathe and swallow at the same time.
Yes.
Or humans can actually become up to 10 feet tall with the use of a special drug.
Not on the 10 feet tall, though.
So they can't breathe
I
and
don't
swallow.
know.
You're correct. Okay. Almost no country flags have the color red or blue in them, or almost all country flags have the color red and blue in them.
I'll try with the almost.
Almost all of them?
Yes.
Correct. Which, yeah, if you think about it, most of them have it.
I'm assuming.
The space between your eyebrows is called a brow space, or is called a glabella.
Whatever the glabella, whatever.
Glabella?
Yeah, sure.
You are correct. How did you know?
I don't know, because I know when we did a big thing about what taint was, we had all the weird questions like that. Like, what is this skin on your elbow called? There's actually a name.
It's called a weenus.
See? It's actually stupid names like that.
Okay.
And what's this armpit? Your armpit's under your arm. What's the pit in your elbow?
I don't know.
See, there's got some stupid name for that too.
Yeah.
I just can't remember it. We've asked all those stupid questions before.
Okay. For quite some time in Chicago, it was illegal to appear in public if you were ugly, or it's never been illegal.
I could not answer that for nothing.
It's true that it was illegal to be in public when you're ugly.
Wow.
The China syndrome is what the hostages experience when they begin to feel empathy for their captors, or the Stockholm syndrome is what they...
Stockholm.
Yep.
All right, now that we've turned this show into trivia, it sucks not having a third person here. I had it planned where we're going to have a third person. So what do you got to do today? It's 9:57?
No, well, I don't have to go to the doctors now. So
you can usher me around?
For a little bit. I got to get home and do laundry at some point.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, what are you doing today? Third person.
That blank chair, just sitting there, being blank.
Oh, Lord.
No, I got to go back up to now or never tattoo. So, all right, y'all. We're 9:57 tonight. Guns and Gadgets with Alex. Also, October 23rd. I'm gonna pull up my calendar because we got so much going on.
Pull it up.
October 23rd, I'm going to be at the American Legion in Loganville doing their little Friday night thing. Beer Fest is this Saturday.
1 to
Old
5.
Town Conyers. You're going to be there?
For a little bit.
Okay.
1 to 5.
Okay. You're going to be there 1 to 5?
No, I'll be there.
But you'll be there a little bit.
It is from 1 to 5.
Okay. The way you said it, you're like 1 to 5. Okay. So Southern Cruisers, we are putting on Bike Fest on the Square of Covington this Sunday. The 17th, I'm driving some people for a wedding. I volunteered to help some people. The 23rd, of course, the American Legion in Loganville. 24th, it's kind of open for discussion if we're going to be in Old Town Conyers or not. And the 31st, we're doing a Halloween festival / party / costume at the Social House.
And we're not going to have kids that weekend, so we get to be
So we're going to do most creative costume and or scariest. I guess we haven't determined that. We'll do sexiest and then best overall. Something like that. We're gonna wing it. We're gonna wing it. There's gonna be 3 contests though. You got to dress up.
Well, we will.
Okay.
Watch
all right.
Me.
We's out of here, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Everybody have a great day.
Don't do nothing we would do.
We just definitely was winging it today because we didn't have a whole lot of info. Maybe we need to start getting up doing yoga in the beginning of the show or something.
You as a DJ, are you going to be dressed up for the Halloween party?
I'm going to be dressed up as a DJ. Well, I mean, I have to be, kind of careful. I'm still working.
Well, yeah, but you can do something. Something.
Wow.
Okay,
that sure came out good.
So don't do nothing we would do. If you do it just for fun.
Okay.
We say that every day.
I know. We're out of here, everybody. God knows. Don't. I don't know what just happened here, but don't do it. Everybody have a great day. Don't mix up any of your crazy foods. That could be disgusting all by itself.
And if you do, tell us about it.
Yeah, tell us about it tomorrow. All right, everybody. Have a great day. Holla.
Make
We'll
a
see y'all
dollar.
on the flip side. Stay out of trouble.
Bye.
Bye.
Jacob's like, I'm back. What did I miss? Is it bad to still yawn on camera?
What? I got to turn the camera on.
I know. I said, is it bad to yawn on camera?
Bye, y'all.
Bye.